Alright, now that we wasted 5 minutes. Yo, what's going on, my fellow gamers? Brando here. And today, we're going to be playing through the second Archon quest as Light Rain Falls Without Reason. Last time, which was yesterday, we did part 1 of the Archon quest. And what happened there was a lot of stuff, right? And if you weren't here for part 1 and you don't know what's happening, I left the VOD on Twitch for part 1. But if you don't want to watch it on Twitch, it'll be up on YouTube on Saturday. So, spoiler, it's going to be spoilers past here for past chapter 1. This is going to be the second act. Right? So, last time on Genshin Impact, we were in the court because Lyney got falsely accused of killing Cowell, even though Cowell was actually the one who tried to kidnap some girl from Mondstadt. But he failed to dissolve her because he tried using this liquid that can dissolve people from Fontaine. And that's going to sound really confusing, right? He tried to use this liquid that's supposed to dissolve people from Fontaine. But she was from Mondstadt, so it didn't work on her. So he tried to, you know, get physical and, like, you know, they started fighting. But the Mondstadt girl ended up, like, literally packing him and, like, threw him in the box. Now, what was unintentional of that was the glass thingy, whatever, the water tank, falling down and killing Cowell. That was not supposed to happen. Or, like, she didn't intend for that to happen. Because she's not a murderer. She's a thief. But, after long investigations, we figured out that the Cowell was actually the bad guy here. And, you know, obviously it wasn't Lyney, right? And Lyney was innocent. We also learned that Lyney is part of the Fatui, which is kind of massive. A little bit. Because, you know, they're kind of like our global enemies or whatnot. And that ended at that. At the end of this chapter, we saw some guy who was his accomplice, who was Cowell's accomplice, dissolve into water because he started talking about their boss or whatnot. So maybe it was a mechanic that was used to, you know, put him down in case he tried to sell out his boss or something like that. So yeah, he died, but he dissolved into water. And so Aether was trying to pull out of the case. He's like, you know what? I didn't come here for this or whatever. I just want to talk to the Archon. And we didn't even get to talk to the Archon about what we wanted to. Because she was like all about the court and whatever was happening at the time. So now, that girl that was helping us, I already forgot her name. But she was like, alright, you know what? I'm going to send you off with like some snacks or whatever. And now we go to the Hotel de Board and accept that gift from her. It's like kind of like I wouldn't say farewell gift. It's like, thank you for helping us with the case type gift. So we're gonna, yo, I don't want, like, this mic should not be like right in front of me. All right, we're good. Yeah. Is there a shadow in my face? There is a shadow in my face. That's just, stop. You guys are gonna hear a little bit of squeaking. Okay, hold up. Bear with it for like a second, for like 1 second. You know, wait, hold up. Why am I even moving the mic? It's this light. It's the light not being above me. All right. That should be better. Yes. Maybe. Okay. There's no shadow in my face. It's on my neck, but that's fine. Alright. Now that I got you guys caught up to speed, let's get to work. Alright. As Light Rain Falls Without Reason. Chapter 4, Act 2. Like the faint moonlight of yesteryear. Lyney has acquitted, but you are not sure about what your next step should be. You decide to take up Navi's offer for a farewell meal to celebrate your cooperation. Let's go. You're still in the Opera House. I literally stayed at the same spot we ended off yesterday. We ended off, and I just got off the game. I was like, alright, you know, I'll continue this on stream. Or whatnot. So I didn't do my commissions. I didn't really do anything. I didn't even try out Lyney yet. I want to do that, but I didn't do it yet. But let's do the Archon quest first, because that's what we're here for. Right? We do a nice Archon quest playthrough, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. Go to Hotel de Bourg. That's 1,000 meters. We teleporting there, 100%. Yeah, we are definitely teleporting. Who's walking all? Yo, there's so many waypoints. You know, I still haven't dived underwater. I really hope the Archon quest puts me underwater, like for some of the missions. Like, they're like, oh, go investigate this underwater or something, and then I'm gonna go dive, and then I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna give you guys my first impressions of the underwater. I haven't went there yet, so it'll actually be a first impression. All right, we're going to the hotel. Alright, here we go.
I came here several times with my father when I was little, but stopped eating here as often after growing up. I hope the food here will be to your taste.
Oh, don't worry. We haven't eaten at a hotel like this in a while. Paimon's getting excited already.
In that case, I'll go order for us first. Please wait here a moment.
Ooh, everything looks so good. People in Fontaine sure know how to enjoy life.
Why, of course.
This is like quite
Go
the
ahead,
meal.
try
Is that
whatever
bread?
you like.
I
If
will
the
take
food's
that
good,
bread.
I'll
If I
make
were
a
there,
group reservation for the rest of Spina di Rosula next time.
yo, invite me? Like we run that? I'll take that bread.
And if it's not,
Well, then I'll still bring everyone. Albeit with only one dish per table.
you sure have your own way of doing things. Oh, we called this a farewell meal, but we could also treat it like a victory feast, right? We did just win that case.
Yeah,
after
no,
all.
literally, like we went full on tryhard for that entire case. Like we actually had to take clues and everything and put it together. I really enjoyed that minigame. It was really cool. It was amazing. I liked it. It was certainly worth celebrating. It was a pleasure working with you.
Oh, true. Very true. In that case, boss, we'll have another 2 dishes.
Oh man, yo,
I didn't mean that you had to order even more food.
Palma, you know you're gonna eat it anyway, so I don't think it matters. Okay, farewell dish, but it's only the start of something.
Cases, do you think that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances will get caught soon now that this is all happening?
That's insane, by the way, because the disappearance is like the guy who was accomplice literally dissolved, right? So we can't even learn about him because just like the boss is the one who's in charge of everything, right? So we know nothing about them because the guy who we were gonna interrogate dissolved into water.
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward, but I feel that's about it. We know that there's an organization that means to dissolve these young women, but we still don't know what they are really after.
If it hadn't happened right in front of us, Paimon wouldn't have ever believed that a person could be dissolved like that.
And what's funny is that it's like water that specifically dissolves people from Fontaine. So if you're not from Fontaine, it won't affect you, and that's like I find that interesting.
Right?
Why
It
was that
because
created?
This was such a preposterous notion that the investigation could never really move forward before.
Ugh. If only that guy could have finished speaking.
Yeah, and then he dissolved.
We were so close to hearing who was behind it.
In such investigations, even the smallest step can seem like a yawning chasm if the trail of clues is cut off. To be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities might conduct. It's not that I don't have faith in their ability. It's just that a different perspective is required in some matters. It's easy to guard against and deceive a single narrow perspective. A shift in thinking is required at such times in order to produce a breakthrough, which is exactly why the Spina di Rosula exists. Those highfalutin folk are not all-knowing. That's why we exist. To seep into the cracks where filth falls through, where their watch fails them. That's the kind of problems we solve.
Seems Paimon thought things were simpler than they actually are.
It's all right. Well, this was supposed to be a farewell meal, so I doubt you have further interest in this business, right? Let's talk about something else. Like, what are your future plans?
We wanted to ask the Hydro Archon for some information, but we haven't had much opportunity to do so. You know, because we got thrown straight into court.
That's true. We didn't have a chance to speak to her after the trial ended. It didn't really seem like the right time or place to do it anyway.
I see. So, your primary objective, which has been foiled so far, was to have a chat with the Hydro Archon. I've heard that there's a long line of people waiting to meet Lady Farina. I suspect you'll be waiting for quite a while, considering that you missed your chance today.
Yeah, we've heard that she's super popular here in Fontaine, and that it'll be tough getting any of her time.
Well, would you consider some more, unique ways? Perhaps even methods of, let's say, questionable legality?
Guess that's Spina di Rosula's boss for you. Chock full of sketchy ideas. Well, what did you have in mind?
I'll hear you out.
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House, only to abandon your act at the play's climax and ask to speak to her after the performance. I'm sure Lady Farina would be eager to see the ending, and would agree in order to finish watching the play. Don't you think?
Could you suggest something a little more practical? This
Even if we went along with that, we'd probably be able to pull it off.
To learn how to act, and acting's really hard.
No, it's not. Like, we were in that play before.
Find a way
On
to
the
conceal
island.
yourselves under her bed.
We have
Then
skills.
wake her up in the dead of night and demand answers. Don't let
What
her go
the-
to sleep until she answers all your
What
questions.
the hell? We're gonna get jumped by, like,
I
guards
can
or something.
testify that this one works. When I'm sleepy, I'll do anything as long as I can finally get some sleep.
That might work, but that's
We don't want to get arrested. That's what I just said. We're gonna get jumped by the guards if we try to do that. Facts.
Valid point.
How did you overlook? I was just. How can you overlook something like that? I was just about to say that.
All right, no more joking around. Huh. Perhaps you could.
Cut the line.
Oh, I don't know. Cut the line when she's on a break.
How's that gonna
You
work?
did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of hers from false accusations. False accusations she had nearly upheld personally. I imagine that she feels quite ashamed about the whole thing.
I thought I heard something in like my right ear.
You mean that if we catch her while she's on a break, she might be too embarrassed to refuse? Oh, that does make some sense.
It's worth a try. Would anyone with her personality really feel shame?
Why don't we give it a try after this meal? You know, strike while the iron is hot and all.
Huh? Paimon, did you drink my Fanta?
Was this your drink? Sorry about that. Paimon wasn't really paying attention and the cup was right next to Paimon. Would you like to order another?
No, it's fine. We're just about done here.
Damn, Paimon stole her drink.
Honestly, Paimon wouldn't recommend Fanta anyway. It tastes kind of salty and icky.
I'd have to agree. My drink also tasted that
Is
way
that
too.
so? Huh. Well, in that case, we'll have to blacklist the Fanta here then. If we're all finished eating, then I'll go pay.
I like how like we're still sitting here in this like conversation or whatever, and there's like a yellow trail right next to me leading me to where the next part of the quest is.
Yeah, we're stuffed. Thanks for the treat, Navia.
That was good. That's pretty nice. Here we go. Let's do this. Wait. Why'd the music stop? Why'd the music? Where'd the music go? Maybe they're teleporting us out of the hotel. Maybe that's what's happening. It couldn't possibly be another cutscene, right? That just doesn't seem practical here. Yeah, okay, they're teleporting us somewhere else.
Oh, so full. Paimon can barely float anymore.
You could try walking, you know. You could try floating a little lower.
Nah, that would be so normal.
Hey!
You know, like you.
Hey! That's messed up. Alright, throw her back in the water. Throw her back in the water.
Okay. As
Nah, I ain't
for
taking that.
expenses this month, we're
She called me normal. Could you believe that?
Hey,
There's nothing wrong with
Navia,
being normal, guys. I'm
what are you doing
kidding.
over there?
Oh, nothing. It was just a meal, you know? Nothing the Spina di Rosula can't cover.
That was a pretty pricey meal, all thanks to Paimon.
Let's get ready to try to meet the Hydro Archon again. Bye, Navia.
So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in Fontaine, you're always welcome to contact the Spina di Rosula. I'll give your requests the highest priority.
Thank you.
In any case, I wish you smooth sailing. I'll see you again, partner.
See ya.
Now we kind of get to chill for a little bit. As light rain falls without reason, Chapter 4, Act 2. I like how the screen's just like floating upwards as that came up. Because it never happens. Usually, that screen pops up like when you finish talking to someone. And like when I'm like this, then it would pop up. But it actually showed that way like in the scene. Which is pretty cool. I noticed that. I noticed little things like that. Because I'm used to seeing it the same way. Alright, go to the Fountain Plaza in front of the Opera House. 1,000 meters once again, right? Yep, 1,000 meters. Fountain of Lucine. Alright, this is where that boss is. With the choices. I kind of want to see what that is. But I really do hope that they, like, show us the underwater in the Archon quest. And I don't have to, like, go and see it myself. I didn't mean to do that. I literally, like, I kid you not, I do not mean to roll with Q. Okay, I do not mean to roll with Q. And there's no rolling in this game. It's dashing. And it's with shift. Not with Q. So why am I pressing Q? Please.
There aren't many people around anymore. Looks like that boat we took to Araneas might have been the last one.
Vacher,
Oh, I'm hearing that voice again, the same one in the fountain. Vache.
Looks like we're back here again. Huh? Traveler? Are you hearing voices?
Hey, at least she knows, yes, and it's clearer than it was during the day.
That's kind of spooky. Are you sure we don't want to come back in the morning?
No, why would we?
Hey, why are you still walking towards it? There might be something nasty in the water.
I can feel strong emotions. Things are getting a little blurry.
Huh? Hang on. Paimon can kind of hear a voice
Oh, she can hear it too!
calling for
Vache.
Vache, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, traveler, stop walking.
Wait, am I in a trance?
Come on, wake
What?
up.
What's happening to me? Why am I just walking towards the water? Where am I? How am I? Who am I? Is that an Oceanid? Is an Oceanid? Where's this?
Vache, are you my dear Vache?
No. That's not me.
No, wait. You seem to be someone else. Do you know Vache? Do you know where my love is?
I'm afraid not. I'm sorry, who are you?
Wait. Who am I?
Forgot who she was.
I'm very sorry. I fear I do not know. My memories feel like they have been washed away like a flood. So many fragments dissolved amidst the tide, never to be recovered.
I like how the name of the thing is Oceanid question mark. Like, we know it as an Oceanid, but it might not. That might just be what it's showing itself as.
How many things that I once held dear while on land have I since forgotten?
You were once human?
Yes, that is what I was once. But now, I am but the consciousness of one who is lost, therefore.
You lost your form?
I do not know how I came to be like this either. I only vaguely remember being covered in light blue water, and then all grew dim.
Light blue water? Could she have been one of the girls who were dissolved? That's a good connection.
I also remember going to many places. I loved adventure, loved exploring places of peril. No matter where I went, Vache would go with me. I knew how dearly he loved me, and I also loved him equally as much. But now, we can no longer go back. The pain of such parting, I never knew how heavy it could be.
So you need me to find him?
No, our reunion no longer has any meaning. There is no way for us to create any new memories. The thought of me gives him no succor. So let it lie forgotten beneath the waters. If you meet Vache, tell him not to look for me. Tell him to move on. That is the only thing I still remember.
I feel like this has to do with, like, what they said at the very start when we came to Fontaine about the memories being, like, washed away or something. There's something similar. I don't remember the exact phrase, but this might be that. I believe it will be hard for him to forget you.
Perhaps that is so.
But we don't even know him, so
As I was submerged in the waters,
how are we supposed to tell him that?
consciousness, I saw Vache above the surface. His eyes were filled with such sorrow, such longing. If only I could have comforted him, told him that I did not suffer. Indeed, I had felt a great warmth.
That means Vacher was a witness to the fact you dissolved?
Is that what you call it? Dissolving? If anything, I consider it a form of release. It was a state of neither fear nor frenzy, with only an endless peace, like the water's still surface. I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time, and only then sees how they have lived for so long in a world of endless want and anxiety.
It seems that after the body dissolves, some measure of the consciousness still remains.
I think I hear your companion. It's time for you to go, I think.
Is that Paimon? Oh, right. I wonder how much time has passed in reality.
Farewell, then. I am glad that you were able to sense my presence. Remember, if you see Vache, tell him not to seek me out any longer.
Okay. I'll remember that, but, like, what are you gonna do? Just chill? Are you just a water spirit now? Oh, it's a cutscene.
Wake up!
What is happening? Wait, what? Yo, we just woke up in the middle of a world war. What the hell's happening? But why? The soldiers are fighting, how do I keep forgetting her name, man? I'm gonna call her a Geo character. No, that's not. The Rosa de la... I'm gonna call her Rosa. I keep forgetting her name. Yo, look, he has Hydro.
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex.
But why are they fighting us? They're supposed to be on our side.
Clorinde?
Okay, she is on her side. Wait, so is there something wrong with the Gardamex? Oh, shit! Yo! Electro sword user.
Quick, now's our chance!
Oh, she's a Claymore user. What the hell? Yo! You can't do that shit. You can't be like deflecting shots with your sword. Okay, she's kind of cool. And she has a gun? Wait, what? Yo, I might pull for this character. Yo, but I actually might pull for this character. I might actually pull for this character now. What the hell? She has a sword and a gun? Yo. What the? Okay, so first off, like, we just woke up from, like...
I should thank you for lending us your sword there, Clorinde. But before I do so, could you explain how you managed to show up here?
Yo. She has a gun! What do you mean only sword? Thank you for lending us your sword. She literally just slashed, like, backstepped and then pulled out a pistol and shot, like, twice. That was so cool. Yo, that was really cool. Am I the only one that thought that was really cool? That was insane. I really enjoyed that. But, we were, like, in some kind of trance or whatever, talking to, like, an Oceanid spirit of someone who got dissolved. And we have to, like, tell Vache to not look for her. And then we just wake up to, like, getting jumped by a bunch of, like, robots. I don't know why. But Clorinde was there to help us. And, let's see how this dialogue goes. So she's a sword, and
that danger has followed you more closely as of late.
I believe that
Navia.
someone with
Navia
knowledge
is a
actually
Geo
quite
Claymore
stealthy.
user.
Is it not?
That's cool.
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to ensure your safety, and I will not betray his trust. He would do the same, were he alive today.
Do not speak of my father.
Oh, she knows her father.
Sorry, demoiselle. I was not strong enough.
No, Silver. Every time I see Silver, it reminds me, what is it? Like something, eggs, something sugar at the ready. Or eggs, sugar, almond at the ready or some shit. That was hilarious. I love that.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Clorinde, but do
What do you
keep
used to say
an
that?
eye out for your manner of speech. I believe we all wish to avoid unnecessary emotional harm.
Sorry, I did not consider your feelings.
Whatever. What else do you know? How did you come to the conclusion that I'd be in grave danger?
I doubt I know much more than you, but I believe that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances is very powerful. Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract their attention.
I'm sure they've known about me. To be honest, I'm shocked it's taken them this long to act against me. And what about these Gardamex? I thought only those associated with the Maison Gardiennage could control them.
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I was sure to check a moment ago. They are not the ones used by the authorities.
Oh, so
to
they're like
enforce the law.
owned by someone else.
I can only conclude that some powerful or wealthy party must have obtained them via illegal means, deploying them as a private force of sorts.
What? Your point being that they're out of Spina di Rosula's league, then?
Yes. Be careful, and do not
Why-
act rashly.
Did they say why they're after her? I don't even know if I read
I
that
will
right.
continue investigating, no matter what. We will
Oh,
bring the
the
truth
truth.
to light. That's my father's
that why
true
they're after
last
her?
wish. Regardless, thank you for your help today, Clorinde.
Clorinde,
But if you
Navia.
get any
I'm gonna remember
ideas,
those.
tell
I'm gonna
me
try to remember
first.
those.
I don't much appreciate being followed.
I do not think that they'll strike again anytime soon. So I shall stop following you. Good day, all.
Damn, but that cutscene was actually kind of heat.
Right. I suppose that's the best news we've gotten
Yo, what's
today.
poppin'?
Demoiselle,
Yeah, no, but we just saw a cutscene where she like pulled out her Geo Claymore and started slashing up. And then that Electro character.
We could attempt to thaw relations a little.
Like the Electro character with a sword, I was like, oh, you know, it's just like another Electro character with a sword. And then she pulled out a gun. And all of a sudden now I just feel like I want to pull for her. So it's just like
I know,
that was really cool.
She's...
What just happened?
Oh, thank goodness!
Oh, what? Did I just wake up? Was I like still unconscious for that?
Those Gardamex came out of nowhere while you were unconscious, and Nadia and her gang saved
Oh, so I was still like unconscious. What the hell?
Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Chlorine who came out to save us too! We got lucky there. Paimon probably couldn't have fought them off otherwise.
Oh, so you're a fighter now, Paimon. Thanks for the rescue, Nevia.
Oh, come now. Forget all that polite talk. That wasn't really a farewell meal we had back there. Not for me, anyway. In truth, I hope that every meal we have together shall be a victory feast.
All
As
right.
such, we're still partners. There's no need to thank me.
It will take 50 years for me to match Demoiselle's magnanimity.
This guy, man.
If it were me, I would have joined the Spina di Rosula on account of her goodwill long ago.
All right, you two. That's enough.
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger? You sure did show up in the nick of time.
Were they after us or her?
Well,
Like, I'm
To
confused.
be honest, you're the one who tipped us off, Paimon.
Huh? Really? Paimon contributed somehow?
She doesn't even know how she
Paimon's
contributed.
even more amazing than she thought.
Yes, all thanks to you grabbing my drink by mistake.
What? What does that have to... Was there like something tracking her in the drink?
How did that
Was there a tracker in the drink?
After we parted ways, I was on the way back to one of our bases when I suddenly thought of what you said, that the Fanta tasted kind of salty and icky.
I thought it tasted kind of strange as well, but I couldn't be sure.
Fanta only comes in sweet flavors, so how could it have tasted salty? The color of the drink...
You
if
can't
I
tell me
recall,
she could have noticed
had
it from
also
just
been
that.
A bit off.
Oh my, these Fontaine people, man.
So the Fanta had been spiked with water from the primordial sea?
Wait, seriously? Is that what they did? So they put water of the primordial sea in there?
Yes. So if you
So they tried to dissolve her.
for me,
Yo! She literally dodged a bullet because Paimon drank her drink. That's insane. Insane for me as well. I mean, because the water only dissolves people from Fontaine. And we're not from Fontaine. Obviously, me and Paimon were like from God knows where. So she dodged the bullet by us
Spina
drinking
di
it.
Rosula is preparing the grandest of awards.
That's
for
kinda
you as we
deep.
speak for saving the boss.
Huh. Really?
Fortunately, Paimon, neither of us are from Fontaine. Otherwise, we would have been
I sent
dissolved.
people to Hotel de Boer to investigate. But whoever did this left no trace at all. That's when I figured out that you might be in danger and hurried here as quickly as I could.
But why would they go after us too? All we did was
So they were after us.
Help clear his name. Ugh, now we're caught up in this mess too, aren't we?
Well,
That's just how it is,
you did
Paimon.
foil a plan that they were probably pretty proud of, and almost got their name in the process. Speaking of which, did anything strange happen when you drank the primordial seawater?
I heard the voice. Was that the reason why I was able to speak with the spirit and then come back out? I was never really dissolved.
Well, it can't be a coincidence that the traveler fainted just now. He said that he heard that voice calling for Vache again. Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too. But it was real faint. Does this situation have to do with the primordial seawater then?
According to Lynette, the ability to hear voices like that has to do with one's sensitivity to the Hydra element.
Does that mean the primordial seawater raises someone's sensitivity to Hydro when it's used on people who are not from Fontaine?
That's a good assumption.
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing, to be honest.
I also gained some new intel.
New intel? While you were out cold?
I mean, yeah, I was talking to an Oceanid.
Well, let's hear it, shall we?
The voice in the fountain belonged to one of the missing women. A person named Vausher was a witness when she dissolved.
Oh, that is important.
You tell everyone about what happened while you were connected to the Oceanid's
Vache.
consciousness.
That name doesn't ring a bell. I suppose he hasn't stepped forward as a witness in court lately. Since he saw that young woman dissolve, He was at least at the crime scene, but he never gave testimony or any information regarding people dissolving in the primordial seawater. Could he have been threatened?
If he's still alive, we should try searching for him.
Yes, thank you. This is very important information indeed. We will continue to investigate.
Alright, partner. By we, you mean us too, right?
Oh, you mean you'll help us investigate?
I mean, now I kind of have to, because like now that they're after me now, so...
Well, you did say that our farewell meal didn't really count. That means we're still partners, right? And besides, we're in this now whether we like it or not. You're not gonna let those people who target us
Yup.
get off the hook so easily, are you, Traveler?
Messing with us will cost them. This will prove to be their biggest mistake.
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased. You are the face of Spina di Rosula.
Damn, that's a
after
really big smile.
You talk too much. Well, in that case, let's head back to one of our bases, shall we? I'll arrange accommodations for you. We also have some plans to go over, and hopefully we can deepen our bonds as partners. But we'll take that one step at a time, I guess.
Don't worry, you two. With us around, our base is definitely secure.
No, I definitely feel secure with this guy Silver, man. It was Omen at the ready. We feel hungry all of a sudden? Eggs, milk, Omen at the ready. Sugar. I don't remember all of it. I think it was egg, sugar, and Omen at the ready. I think that's what he said. What did it just zoom into? Huh? What? What's this? Is this like with the sigils? Do I have to put the sigils in this? Is this what this is? Is this what this is? You can throw the Hydra sigils you obtain across Fontaine. Yeah, I already know. I know. I know this. I've done this for like 40 other nations before, even though they're not out yet. Okay, so I think that's what we unlocked when the stream ended yesterday. This thing. So we can put our Hydra sigils in there, and we can get rewards. Like when I actually explore Fontaine, we'll see how far I go with that. But for now, let's go to the Spina di Rosula stronghold. I'm gonna remember her name this time. Navia. Navia. That's her name. And then Clorinde is the electro sword with gun. It's really cool. I really like that. I really like that a lot. I'm not joking. Like I thought it was just another like random like sword electro character. And then she pulled out a gun, and then like all of a sudden now I'm just like I have to pull for that character. Why do I have none of these waypoints? Okay, you know, we'll just teleport to the closest one and we'll get there somehow. Let's do that. Also didn't even get to try Lynette yet, even though I got it for free. Also, I know that they like tinkered with the party screen thing, right? So this looks really cool. I love this, by the way. I absolutely love this. And every character has like an animation when you pick them or something. I'm pretty sure. I think you can see it from like the character screen, like this one. Is it this one? No, it's not this. It's actually in the party when you select them. I think that's what it is. Oh, hold up. Let me just gets hit by a rock. That's nothing crazy. Oh, there you go. Is this how it is for the skin? Is that because of the skin? Or is he normally like that? I want to check that real quick. I kind of want to check that. Just real quick. Okay, no, that's just how he is. So he gets hit by a rock. He pulls up with his gloves that are like on fire. Okay. Layla just wakes up on an orb. Wait, who else is in my party? Okay, Kokomi's in my party. I already went through here. I thought Diona was in the party. Okay, she's just pissed. I'm gonna switch back to Diona. Unless we need Hydro for puzzles, we'll switch back. We'll switch back to Kokomi if we need Hydro puzzles. But for now, oh wait, let me put back on my drip. Hold up. I'm dripless right now.
Time to ruffle a few feathers.
There you go. Now we're back in business. All right, let's go to the Spina di Rosula stronghold. You know, I should probably get that waypoint. That's like right next to it, so that it's. Where's the waypoint that I saw right next to it? I need to like clean my glasses. Oh, it's right there. Can I navigate that real quick? I want to get that so that I don't have to like swing over to this side like 24/7. It would make it pretty easy if I get this waypoint. Normally, when a new area comes out, I like rush to get all the waypoints, but I didn't do it because I wanted to do the Archon quest first. And having these waypoints will make it so much easier. I'm gonna grab that. Court of Dew and Springs added to archive. That is up there. Actually, yeah, I climbed this and I get that, right? It's a little easier for myself. That'll be the only time we sidetrack. Hopefully. And then we go straight to the quest. Yeah, I don't really see myself doing all the waypoints like right away, unless I feel like playing. I just came back for like the Archon quest, really. I'll be honest. But it is going to make it easier to get around, obviously. So I should do them. Did I even get the right waypoint? I didn't. That's the one I wanted to get. So why did I come over there to get that one? Well, it was on my map. I might as well. It's whatever. So that'll be the last waypoint we get, and then we'll come back. Who all do you have? You're talking about like my characters? You're talking about my characters? These are like the only 4 characters that I actually use. I can go through it real quick before we get there. Let me just get to in front of there first. Is this... Who's this again? House of Curiosities? What the hell is this? I haven't cut to anything. They're not even open yet. They did that with Inazuma. They were not open when we started. Okay, so this is where the quest is. Real quick. Yeah, these are like the only 4 characters that I really use on my account. I don't really play anybody else. Like, I kind of just switch to whenever I need something else. Like, if I need, like Hydro, I switch to Kokomi. I guess in Spiral Abyss, when I used to do Spiral Abyss, I would use Yelan a lot. And I would use Alhaitham in Spiral Abyss a lot. And that'd be it. Kazuha, here and there. And that's pretty much my character pool. I had a, like, phase where I, like, used Aito and Tartaglia. And then, you know, once Yelan came out, I just started using Yelan, Alhaitham, Fischl, and Kokomi on the same team. And that was that. I do have like some others like Nahida, Kaching, Chi-Chi. I don't use them though. Nahida though, I wanted to level her to use her, but like I was so lazy to get the materials, so I never ended up getting the materials. And yeah, that's what happened. I have Tanari as well from the standard. I haven't leveled him at all. He's level 20. I don't use him. Yeah, but these are the only 4 characters I really use because Diona is broken for D-Look.
It's right up ahead, but let's make sure we weren't followed first.
I've been
How are we gonna
keeping
ensure
watch,
that?
Demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone suspicious thus far.
Huh, very good. But let's not let our guard down for now.
I shall find rooms for our respected guests.
Thank you, Malus. Now, let's continue, traveler.
Interesting. Go to the accommodations Navi arranged. It's down here? Yo. Some underground place that I knew nothing about until now. Oh, it goes deeper. What the hell? There's a ladder right there. I didn't notice that. I was looking around for stuff. Okay, we all know how ladders work in this game, right? You don't actually climb down ladders. Like, you're climbing the ladder, but not actually holding the handles of the ladder. But, I guess it's convenient. Why am I actually climbing the ladder? I may just fall. Like, why am I scared? Okay, give me a second. I don't want to, like, die in one hit. Okay, maybe I am dying in one hit. I'm joking, I'm joking. Hey, what is this place? What accommodations? This looks like a sewer. Fancy. Oh no, I was just like showing you like some of the characters that like I had already or whatnot. These are the only 4 that I just use. Like long story short, these are the only characters that I use. When I need Hydra, I like switch to Kokomi, and that's it. Like in Spiral Abyss, when I used to do Spiral Abyss, I don't really do it anymore. But when I did, I would use Alhaitham, Yelan, Kokomi, Fischl, and like that was my team. Like basically, I have Nahida, Kaching, and Chi-Chi, and I don't use them. Nahida I wanted to level up before. But I didn't level her up because I got too lazy to find the materials. And Tenori I just randomly got from the standard. And Lynette is one of my newer characters. I didn't get to try her out yet. Maybe I'll level her up when I get the chance. But for now, not so much. Also, that's really cool. She has a hat. What the hell? I like that. That's really cool.
Let's take a moment to rest and plan our next move.
Alright, this is a sewer. Why are we even down here? What kind of accommodations is this? Can't we climb out? Alright. This is literally a sewer. And then there's a waypoint above. Is there a waypoint down here? Right, you know, I just remembered that Fontaine is layered. Yeah, no, I figured Fontaine is layered, so there should be waypoints here. And I'm approaching one of them right now. And there's a viewpoint. With that, too. It's gonna start the thingy. He's not even gonna let me go and get the waypoint. Let me get it! Okay, I do get it. Talk to Malus. Land of Corroded Shadows and Tainted Currents added to archive. Interesting. Okay. Oh, this is the secret base of operations that they were talking about. Yeah, okay, never mind. No. That's what this is. It's like an underground town. Hidden away. Here's Malus.
So, this is your base? It's not quite what Paimon imagined.
Well, it's a secret base, so obviously you can't be like, you know, in the open for everyone to see.
Your accommodations have been arranged. Under the present circumstances, I can confidently say it's the best we have.
Thank you. Well, so much for my expectations.
Well, our funds have been a little tight lately.
Paimon, what'd I tell you about ordering so much food?
After all, we don't allow illegal or unethical profiteering. In fact, our funds often come from citizenry who support us.
Seems like it's tough times for everyone. But if you have the support of the people, that does sound like it's worth it.
To be honest, our financial situation was a lot better back when my father was in charge a few years ago. I'm afraid I'm not quite his equal.
Your father... he was the previous boss of Spina di Rosula, right? How did he...
I think you're asking too many questions, Paimon.
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me to explain.
No. I'll explain it myself. I suppose I couldn't run from this topic forever. And as partners, this is something I hope they can understand. My father's name is Callus. Yes, the same one they call Callus the Unfaithful in the streets.
Callus the Unfaithful.
3 years ago, he was accused of murdering his own friend. But he chose a duel to defend his honor instead of standing trial. He died in the duelist's ring.
Okay. There's just the music. I can hear the piano in the back.
Oh no.
But I do not believe my father was a murderer. I'm sure he was set up. At the time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was duly investigated, something amiss would crop up and prove his innocence. But strangely, he not only requested the duel himself, but rumor has it that even after being seriously injured, to the point where he could be deemed as having lost the duel, he refused to surrender, determined to die in the arena. 3 years later, I still don't understand why he did that. How could he protect his honor if he's dead? If anything, he gave up his chance to defend himself.
It does seem quite odd. Do you have any clues as to why?
The closest piece of info I have is that my father had been investigating the serial disappearances case at the time of his death.
Oh, so they target people who go after investigating the serial disappearances.
Ah, so
That's
why
why-
you're so determined to get to the bottom of
That's
that
why
case.
that's why people are coming after her
That's
as well.
right. I've also tried to investigate the murder my father was implicated in, but I haven't found a single new clue in my countless reviews of the investigation records. However, I believe that if the murder case is related to those behind the disappearances, they must know something. I must know what really happened. Was my father coerced? Framed? Even if he really did kill his friend, I must get to the truth. If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact that my mother died due to complications when giving birth to me. And now, here I am investigating his death. You really are a handful, aren't you, Papa?
Seeking the truth for the sake of your family. You know, we're quite alike in this regard.
Demoiselle, please, if there is anything I can do, anything at all.
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. There are none whom I respect more than the two of you, Demoiselle. Master Callus did so much good in life, yet all it took was one murder case for him to be dubbed Callus the Unfaithful. Even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident, hence our strained finances at present.
Wait, if Callus was such a good man, wouldn't people at least be a little suspicious when he was accused?
No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of drama. It's not something exclusive to people from Fontaine, really. Everyone's like that. People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf, but they also enjoy watching good people fall into an abyss from one slip-up just as much.
But how could... Never mind. If Callus was really falsely accused. We have to find the truth. He didn't deserve to have that happen to him.
There is one other thing. Master Callus's opponent in the duel was Ms. Clorinde.
Oh, shoot. Alright, that's why she didn't want her talking about her father. Because she's the one who killed him.
Oh, her?
Yeah.
Then, isn't that as good as saying that she was the one who killed him?
No wonder the mood was a little strange between the two of you.
Yeah, that's not the sort of thing that you can just let go and move on from.
Miss Clorinde has always placed great emphasis on the honorable nature of the duel. If her opponent doesn't yield, she will not stop either. She knew Master Callus beforehand and greatly respected him, but seeing how he was resolute in the arena, there was only ever one choice she could have made.
It's not that I don't understand her at all, but I just can't deal with this yet.
Don't worry, Navia. Paimon knows how you feel. You don't have to force yourself to do that.
Afterward, Miss Clorinde told us that at the start of the duel, Master Callus requested that she ensure Demoiselle Navia's safety.
Then that indicates that he intended to die in that duel.
Yes, that is our understanding as well.
Oh, Papa. What madness drove you to ask the person who killed you to take care of me? All right, anyway, that's the information I wanted to share with you. Even if it did sound like I was just complaining towards the end.
No, it's alright. I understand how important this is to you.
Thanks. You two should go and rest. This was quite a day after all.
Yeah. Paimon's beat.
Please, relax and get some sleep. We will ensure you rest soundly.
Yeah, with Silver on guard duty, I think I trust it. Unless there's explosions that start happening outside the room, then, like, I don't know. Peaceful night passes under Spina de Rosilla's protection.
Paimon slept so well. Huh? Navia? Where did the other two go?
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosilla's place of origin, and where we have our headquarters. There's not much for them to do here at the moment.
Paimon gets the feeling that you're just trying to get them off your back. But never mind that. When did you get back? Were you waiting here the whole time?
No, I just returned after going out for a while. I did some investigating yesterday regarding the name Vacher.
Wait, so you didn't sleep at all?
How could I after having such critical new evidence appear?
Damn, she pulled an all-nighter.
Guess Paimon wasn't speaking for everyone just now, huh?
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped from existence.
Huh?
It doesn't seem to have a match anywhere.
This name has been wiped from existence?
I suspect that those behind this have already taken steps to hinder an investigation from this angle. But that does prove that this Vacher person is a key witness in the incident.
Does that mean we're too late, though?
No. There is one ray of hope. One place in Fontaine that they would find almost impossible to threaten, no matter how much they wanted to. And that is the archives kept by Chief Justice Neuvillette. A place where detailed files on all the cases in recent years are kept.
But will he just let us go in there and, like, read it?
If the Oceanette you met is one of the young women who went missing recently, we should be able to find some related information there.
So Neuvillette maintains an archive of case files? Whew. Guess that's the hard-working Chief Justice for you. In that case, let's go talk to him, shall we? Aren't you coming along, Navia? Did you get tired?
No, it's nothing. Let's go see the Honorable Chief Justice.
I'm assuming we need, like, some kind of... I don't know if we need anything to go and visit the archives. Or really be like, oh, you know, you're just checking out some information. You can go. I don't know if it's going to be that easy. Oh, shoot. Okay, so it shows... Oh, man. Okay, so, like, it's layered, right? This is Fleuve Cinder. This is, like, at the bottom. This is their base. That's below Fontaine. Interesting. So, I know Fontaine was layered. There's, like, the underwater part and whatnot. I didn't think, like, there was a layer right under Fontaine, like, itself. Alright, let's see if, the Chief Justice will allow us to go into the archives. Nervalet. I think that's what his name was. I don't know if I say that right. I probably don't. That's okay, they'll say it for me. There he is. No, it's this.
Halt! Please state your business here. The Chief Justice is presently occupied with official matters.
Huh. This place does look pretty heavily guarded. Guess that proves that Nervalet's files are really secure.
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't care who you are or who you might be related to. Our rules make no exceptions.
See? They've got great discipline, too.
Yep. Paimon can tell.
If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you towards the exit. Unlike some, we're busy. So please leave if you don't have a reason to be here.
No. What I meant to say is, shouldn't you remember us from a few days ago? We were at the trial of the great magician Lyney.
Oh, yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird. You must be Lyney's
Damn, that got to the Steambird
attorney.
fast.
It's all coming back to me now.
We're here today to report and archive some information on a follow-up case.
Huh. Is that even a thing?
Of course. Don't worry. We're here on official business. You can trust us.
All right then, I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is just inside.
Thanks so much.
Oh, that was easy. I thought we would need like some more privileges or permissions or something to go talk to him. Knock on the door.
Please come in.
I think that's the first time we've ever knocked on the door in this game.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Nervalet. We only lied to get in because we didn't know any other way.
It's all right. Please let me know how I may be of assistance to you.
So you're not mad at us?
We're looking for a man called Vacher. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. If we can find him, we may be able to unearth some key information on the case.
Ah, I see. In that case, please wait here a moment while I browse through the files.
Oh, so he has to go in and browse it. He's not gonna just let us in to go do it. Makes sense.
Who knew that Nervalet would be so easy to talk to?
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vacher has been involved in any case, criminal or civil, in the past several years. There are no records of him either in the files or in my memory.
Guess that's that, so we're back to square one. Damn, there's really nothing on this guy.
Traveler, what if it was really just a dream?
Is that so? All right then. Thank you so much, Monsieur Nervalet. We'll take our leave now.
Ahem. Miss Navia, I can understand how you feel. Your father, Callus, was a truly exceptional man. We deeply regret his passing.
And what are you trying to say, Monsieur Nervalet?
Oh, hold on.
Are you trying to console me? Extend your sympathy? Or just express some tendril of regret? No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. There's no emotion behind your words. You only said those things because you felt like you should. It's just like last time. After my father took his place in the duelist ring, I pushed through the guards to talk to you as a last resort. You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case, yet you still allowed the duel to go ahead. In your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing compared to those cold laws you hold so dear. If you truly regret my father's death, then why didn't you call a stop to the duel? Why didn't you give me the power to stop him from throwing his life away? Why did you just let him die? Despised and hated
Oh shoot,
by
she's
all.
crying.
Everything was hanging on a thread at that moment. Just the tiniest effort could have changed everything. There are still so many things I never got to tell him.
If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes. I, Navia, will show you the true meaning of regret.
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly alike. You keep all kinds of things in your heart and never say a word to anyone. It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you would never express anything. Oh well. In any case, everyone already knows full well the apathy of the Chief Justice. My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
That was deep. That was deep. I couldn't even say anything during that because that was deep. And like he didn't deny it either, so it's true. Like that he didn't have any emotion behind that. Like he didn't say anything short of that. He just said sorry. Like he didn't deny any of that. If he denied any of that, they would have, you know, he would have had some defense. But he didn't deny any of that. So even Aether's like, damn. And Paimon's sad too.
Navia, are you okay?
It just started raining, man. No, they're making the mood worse, man. It just started raining.
I'm fine. Rain. It's raining.
You're right.
Stop, man. No,
Wasn't
stop.
it still sunny when we went into the building?
No, stop.
And there shouldn't be any active trials today. How strange.
Now that I think of it, on the day my father was convicted of murder, it was also raining.
Everything connects back to that.
What is it? Did
Rain.
you think of something?
Your father's case, was he outside when it happened?
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered and the rain could fall there. Why? Do you think the rain could have affected the crime scene? That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value.
But there was something you didn't know at the time.
Oh? Wait. You don't mean...
The fact that people can be turned into water?
So you're saying that the true murderer could have been turned into water and then got washed away with the rain?
That would be an insane way to cover up.
Yeah. And if that's what had happened, then no one would have believed your dad, even if he explained what he saw to the authorities.
I really think I found a true genius for a partner. You're completely right. How did I not connect the dots earlier? All right, let's go to Poisson. With this new lead in mind, we'll get to the bottom of my father's case for sure.
But
Yeah,
how?
we're gonna make progress for sure this time.
Do you want to go with me now? Or do you want to head over by yourself later?
We have to choose. We should go while the idea is still fresh. You can go first, I'll join you later. Oh, so I think this is like, if you want to take a break from the quest, you can go do other stuff and then join later. Or you could just go straight ahead.
Great. Let's go then.
We're running this entire quest in this live stream, so we're just gonna go. But yeah, no, the murderer being like, you know, dissolved into rain. That's like, it makes sense that you won't find anything on them because they're like not there anymore, you know. But they should have left some sort of record behind. I don't know how it would erase everything. Yo, like, where am I? They took me to like the other side of the map. I don't have that waypoint. I'm not going for that because that'll be ultra sidetracking myself, and I don't want to do that. But there's a waypoint right here, so I'm gonna grab that real quick. It's like below here. Yeah, okay, it's right here. Poisson. Okay. Where the dark tides echo. Added to the archive. Alright, let's talk to Nevia. Let's see where this goes.
Whoa, what a huge ship! Why would a ship be anchored at a place like this?
There's no need to be so surprised. While it may look like a ship, it's actually Spina di Rosula's headquarters.
Wait, so that's actually the headquarters? So you guys have a headquarters and a secret base?
My father was the one who asked for it to be built like this. Perhaps our taste in exterior design is the only thing we occasionally had in common.
Yes, Sean, her name is Navia. That's her name. Also, hey, Sean.
A gigantic and glamorous
now we have one
ship
mod in the chat.
embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless future.
I think I'm starting to get why you like it.
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said Spina di Rosula had a glorious past. Paimon was confused why a group with such a history would live in the sewers. But now that Paimon has seen this ship for herself, she's been convinced.
Well, Poisson is where Spina di Rosula began, after all. It's our main base, our home.
So they have a main base, which is this place, and then they have a secret base, which is under Fontaine. That's insane. Is there another waypoint here? I'm not jumping off to get that. Is that a waypoint? Or is that like a... That's not even a waypoint. What is this? I guess I'm... Do I get to dive here? Can I dive here? Do I get to dive under the water for that? Left control to dive. This is my first time diving, by the way. I never dived before. Waterworld future. Is there no combat underwater? Oh god. No, don't make me do it. Don't make me do it. No! Now I'm literally like sidetracking really hard right now. Trolley doesn't take me too far. Was that it? This is cool, I guess. I'm swimming. Nothing out of the ordinary. I should like not do this. I really like I'm sidetracking. I have to go back. I'm going back. So you shift to go forward, you left control to go down, you hold space to go up. These are normal water mechanics. Now, here's the thing, right? There's underwater to do puzzles and stuff, to see creatures, to see, you know, things that'll be hidden underwater. There's like a stamina bar underwater, but there's no underwater combat. So I'm assuming you don't actually like fight anything underwater. I don't know what this is. I can grab things, but there's no actual underwater combat. Because there's no elemental skill or anything. So I'm assuming the water, underwater is just for like exploration and whatnot. It's not actually, there's no combat or anything for it. Which is fine, because underwater combat would kind of suck. For some people, obviously. But it's more of an exploration thing. When you're going underwater, you're just doing it to explore. You're not really like fighting. Unless they add something you can fight with underwater. I don't know. Let me talk to Melus on the ship. So how do I didn't think about this. How am I supposed to get on... Oh, there's a ramp right here. I was gonna say, how am I supposed to get on the ship? And then I found the ramp. So can this thing actually move? This is supposed to be like the base. But I have like a feeling that it's going to move for one of the main quests or something. It's going to be like a cool battleship or something. That'd be amazing.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle, and our most important partners. You said before that you still had some business at the court. What brings you back to Poisson so quickly?
About that. It's because my partner here reminded me of something really important. You see, what if my father's case had something to do with water from the primordial sea? You still remember, right, Melus? On that night, it was raining?
Yes, the case was quite similar to that of Mr. Linney's. Both were what you'd call impossible murders.
Could the mastermind be the same person?
Could you tell us a bit more about what happened before?
Yeah, we need a lore dive. We need a lore dive. Here we go.
Many years ago, something called synth began to gain popularity in Poisson. At a glance, it was a kind of drink that could excite your mood and produce many pleasant hallucinations.
What, so like alcohol?
Wait, didn't that guard guy who turned into water also mention that the primordial water could be
Paimon,
used
how
to
did you
produce
remember
some
that?
kind of potion?
Yes.
How did
he
you remember that, Paimon?
Considering what we know now, it's almost certain that synth is created using water from the primordial sea. If you drink synth for an extended amount of time, you'll suffer many side effects, such as losing the ability to focus or control your emotions. And if you were to stop drinking it completely, you'll experience flashes of paranoia and anxiety while lacking energy to do anything.
So it's an addiction.
It's an extremely dangerous substance.
Yeah.
As he oversaw Poisson, my father was compelled to put a stop to synth abuse and called for a complete ban of it.
Boss's uncompromising attitude incurred the synth vendor's wrath, but no matter how much they threatened or bribed him, he refused to yield. Not only that, Boss became determined to find the mastermind behind the synth operation and put an end to the problem once and for all.
Yes, but the enemy was very cunning. So he could never get anything out of the dealers. all of whom only sold the stuff and weren't privy to the rest of the operation.
So what does this have to do with the
My father decided to contact the dealers in secret and cultivate personal relationships with them. Finally, he was able to convince someone to become his informant. The man's name was Jacques. He felt greatly ashamed about his work after seeing many families destroyed by synth abuse. That night, my father hosted a banquet at his countryside estate. He planned to meet up and exchange information with Jacques over some food. But then, we heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. We raced to the scene and found my father, still holding a gun, and Jacques, who was already dead on the ground.
Huh? How did that happen? Aren't they on the same side?
Sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it? In both cases, the culprit seemed obvious, but neither appeared to have any motive at all.
That is true.
Looking back on it, though, I now believe the most important clue was something we all overlooked at the time. There were pieces of clothing left at the scene.
So they could have belonged to someone who got dissolved.
Precisely. It's all thanks to you that I made the connection now. Back then, we all just thought they were some costumes that Jacques used to disguise himself at the banquet. But, considering it now, it's almost certain that they belong to a third person at the scene. With one extra person, we'll also need to reconsider why the 2 shots were fired.
Maybe your father got into an argument with Jacques. Or maybe, but it's also possible that the third person was to blame.
You're right. We still don't know what happened. But my intuition tells me that we're on the right track to figuring it all out. I'm finally headed towards the truth.
Jacques was an empathetic man who was infinitely remorseful for his past actions. It's unlikely that he turned on Boss with 0 warning. I think this third person is probably the key to the full truth. On that note, however...
Well, the third person never existed because they dissolved themselves.
Will not please you, demoiselle. As your and your father's butler, I must still offer a word of warning. Our opponent is insidious and cruel. They are extremely difficult to deal with, and Boss has already lost his life trying to bring them to justice. Even though Spina de Rosula has lost most of its former glory, Poisson has welcomed a new time of peace, and we have been allowed to live out our lives. There is no need to follow your father's path. It would be both wise and in line with Boss's wishes to step back and give up on the case.
So he's trying to tell her that you can always back out of this if you don't want to do this.
If that's indeed what he wished for, then he should have told me that himself. Was I not the closest person to him? And yet, I was the one most kept in the dark. What was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Did he manage to protect anything in the end? Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful is still his epithet. And Spina di Rosula is barely getting by. Nothing has changed. Did he think I'd just accept his meaningless death and live out my life just as meaninglessly? I've never accepted that. Ever. Not since that day, and certainly not now. I want to find out the real answer for everyone's sake. For the missing girls, for the victims, and for myself.
Davia.
This is indeed the best moment to act. Your partner appears to be quite reliable, and more importantly, demoiselle, I think you're also ready to take this on.
So you do know something else, Malus?
Yes, I do. In fact, even before that banquet, Boss already knew of the connection between Synth and the serial disappearances case. But what drove all the tensions to the boiling point was the revelation that you, demoiselle, had been selected as the next target to disappear.
What?
Oh, so they were after her.
Boss also didn't tell you that he had been diagnosed with a rare illness. The doctors told him that he had no more than 5 years left to live, and the serial disappearances case caused him great anxiety. 5 years was nowhere near enough time to resolve this long-standing conflict, but once he passed away, all the danger would pass on to you. Knowing all of this, he decided to use one final intimidation tactic before his death. He claimed to have already gotten his hands on some key incriminating evidence for the other side, and even told some members of Spina di Rosula about the details. But as long as you remained safe, he would not share the evidence with the public. If something were to happen to you, then he and all those he told would immediately expose all they knew about Synth and the disappeared victims.
Right. So nobody would be able to get off scot-free.
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked. Even though Boss has been gone for a long time, the other side has not tried to take Demoiselle's life.
No, I don't believe it. He never appeared to look sick to me.
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard, especially someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the unfaithful was still far preferable than losing face in front of his daughter.
So he chose to die in silence, so that he could protect me.
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, Demoiselle. What Boss wanted to hand to you was not a parasol, but a sword.
I like that. I like that phrase. What he wanted to hand you was not a parasol, but a sword.
If Boss's spirit could hear you telling me that you want to find the answer for the sake of everyone involved, I'm sure he'd be extremely proud.
That fool. Couldn't he have just given it to me straight? No. He might have set up everything precisely because
He's crying again.
He never thought I'd be able to understand him. Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now?
He gave you the choice to live how you want.
Yeah. I suppose that's true. With the way he'd set things up, if I had wanted, I could have just lived out my life without a care in the world. But thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. In this case, he really didn't need to give me an easy way out. Malus, what was the key evidence that he shared?
There we go. We're about to get started on this case.
It's the location where Synth is produced. Essentially, it's the enemy's headquarters. When he was
Yeah, he got the coordinates to their base.
Boss didn't share the specifics of the incriminating evidence he found. But if you want to use it against the enemy, you'll still have to take several things into consideration.
Why? If we know where the place is, can't we just go storming in?
Paimon, that's not how it works.
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against a mysterious and dangerous organization that's been in operation for decades. There's no telling what might be lying in wait at their headquarters. We also have no idea what kind of evidence we may be able to find inside, nor what people we may be able to capture. But a single visit to their headquarters would be tantamount to a formal declaration of war.
That's true.
The worst case would be that we leave empty-handed, but also open ourselves up to full retaliation.
Then, in that case, why not work with the Fontaine authorities?
Well, you saw one of them dissolve during Mr. Linney's case. We have no idea just how thoroughly they may have been infiltrated.
Yeah, and then the information is going to get to them, so they're not really that trustworthy.
That's true. Seems my father really had no choice. But things are different now. It should be a lot easier to prove the other side's guilt, now that we've connected Synth with the disappearances case.
You sound like you've put a lot of thought into this, Malus.
I am the butler, after all. I live but to serve the boss and Demoiselle's will. I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk for your sake. But considering my relative lack of ability, I've spent my time keeping secrets, performing basic investigations, and waiting for the right time to come.
Thank you for all of that, Malus. Have you discovered anything new in the past few years?
Let me think. One conclusion I came to was that the enemy must be quite familiar with Spina di Rosula, or at least have an informant planted here. When I announced orders to the organization's members on Demoiselle's behalf, I used to deliberately keep a few people in the dark and observe the reactions of the synth vendors. If the vendors didn't change their plans, then the individuals informed of our orders must be innocent. If the vendors packed up and fled, however, then someone must have given them the news. After several rounds of testing and investigative tracing, I've narrowed the suspect list down to 3 people.
So they've like infiltrated here too.
The first is Florent, Spina di Rosula's senior advisor.
Huh? Florent?
Yes, surprising, isn't it? He was one of the people Boss trusted the most, which also means that he was someone who understood Boss really well. Thanks to his position within Boss's innermost circle, he always knew our upcoming plans and could thus avoid capture this whole time. There's someone else like him too. Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Uncle Marcel.
What is this Confrérie?
It's a guild in Poisson. Boss helped it to grow to its current size and prominence. In the beginning, they were only reselling some daily goods, but now they're one of the richest guilds around, with a lot of business connections in the city.
So, they're like a sister organization of Spina di Rosula?
Yes, you can say that. When we were fighting against the synth dealers, they provided us with plenty of support. It's a bit difficult to imagine someone using their own money to hunt down themselves.
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information between Spina di Rosula and the guards. Although the guards mostly leave us to our own devices, there are still many activities we have to report to the local authorities. Since Thierry is always in the know about our current activities, he could theoretically always plan one step ahead.
I see. These are all people who I communicate with quite regularly. To think that the enemy we've been fighting against has been right next to me all along, among those I trust the most. It's almost too hard to believe.
So if she were to make a move and make it like public to the entire organization, those 3 people are basically like suspected to be working with the enemy organization. So it's, yeah.
If you want to investigate,
and that sucks
them,
because
please
she's trusted
take
them for
every
a long time.
precaution to not alert the quarry. Judging from our experience, the enemy is extremely cautious.
Of course. And thank you, Malus. You've provided us with a lot of great information.
That is a lot of good information.
You're too kind, my lady. I'm just doing my duty. And before I forget, proving Boss's innocence would also mean clearing him of blame in Jacques' death. After that incident, Jacques' wife and daughter were taken into the Spina's care. They still live in Poisson today. If it might help, you could also pay them a visit. I can make the necessary arrangements.
Aw, thank you so much, Malus. You really are the best.
A new case awaits, my dear partner.
Damn, this guy's like, he's got the whole information network. Leave it to me.
I hope we can work together to uncover the truth and end this case once and for all.
Callus case records. Oh shoot, we're doing this again, man! We're doing this again! Callus case records. 3 years ago on a rainy night, banquet goers heard that 2 gunshots outside the house. When they reached the scene, Callus had a gun in his hands, and Jacques had been shot and slain. Based on the investigations done then, there's no possibility that anyone else could have done the deed and escaped, and Callus was thus adjudged to have been the culprit. We're starting another case, man. They gave us the book again. They gave us the book again. This time, they gave us the book again. What expired? I didn't do that event. I haven't been paying attention to events. Wait, where's the book? Where's the book at? It's not here. Where's the book? Where's my book? Is it a gadget? No, it was right there. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. This is the book.
Who would have imagined that people could really turn into water? Here we go again, trying to
Here we go again.
And no motive.
Here we go. There's not too much for this book, to be honest. But it is another case, so let's get to work. Also, I forgot we still have Tartaglia's vision. Where the hell is this guy, man? He's like chilling somewhere. We're holding his vision still. Is there a Hydroculus, like, right here? Like, I sense that there's a Hydroculus, like, right... Yep, there it is. Let me get that real quick. Thank you. It's gonna be a hassle to get all of those. I don't even know if I'll do it. Alright, let's go visit, Jacques' family, who happen to live here. And I guess we get some insight from them. For the book. For the case.
It is settled, then. Please excuse me, and enjoy your conversation at your leisure.
Thank you for arranging everything for us, Malus.
Alright, let's do this.
Excuse me, miss. Do you need anything from us?
Why is she pissed?
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her at all.
Let's not bother her for now.
I'm sorry that I only came to visit after all this time. After what happened, I didn't know how I was supposed to face the two of you.
Ah, if it's about that, there's no need to apologize. After my husband died, Spina di Rosula sent us a lot of mura and support. I understood your guilt and apology to be genuine.
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques? I can understand the kind of pain that comes with losing a father so needlessly.
You don't understand at all.
I didn't know how to face you, because I didn't know what I could possibly bring as a consolation gift. I know only the full truth could bring closure to you, and to all of us.
I'm sorry. I appreciate the sentiment, but you don't have to carry all that guilt. On the matter regarding my husband, my daughter and I have more or less found our answer already.
Would you mind sharing it with me? I really can't believe that my father could ever bring himself to shoot Jacques.
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he would never go into the synth business again. He had many regrets, and felt that he took the idea of providing for his family too literally. For the longest time, he thought Mora was everything. So when Mr. Callis came to him with a proposal, he accepted it almost immediately. He tried to be as careful as he could, but even so, he was still found out by the higher-ups.
They found out about his betrayal?
Papa didn't say that exactly, but Papa did tell me that I should never be ungrateful.
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I realized it was his final farewell to the two of us.
Wait, does that mean someone ordered Jacques to take out Callis?
I don't know that for sure, but you could say that's the conclusion I eventually came to. Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callis had always taken great care of us, both when he was still alive and after he passed away. Even if he fired the shot that killed my husband, it was likely in self-defense. It is impossible for me to hate him.
That's new information still.
But Mama, why is Papa still the bad guy if he did the right thing? Papa always wanted to be a good man. So why did he have to do a bad thing in the end?
Well, things aren't always as they seem.
And that's why they put us on the
Like
case.
your papa was a good man, right?
Yeah, Papa was a really good man. The best in the whole world.
Then you should hold on to that. If a good man had to do a bad thing, then he must have had his reasons, regardless of whether he left you a parasol or a sword. He must have done so to give you a better life.
Oh.
Thank you for everything you've told me. I will definitely find the truth. The current state of things is not something I'm willing to just sit back and accept.
Thank you. I'm very grateful to hear this from you. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is really similar.
You really think so? That's the first time anyone said that to me.
Alright. Testimony from Jacques' family. Jacques' family believes that he had struggled greatly with the order to kill Callis. Did Callis act in self-defense, or was there more to the incident?
Are you okay, Navia?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next. Florent
Wait,
should be
so-
nearby. And we should be able to find Thierry and Uncle Marcel in the city.
Are we supposed to just, like...
I'll get myself together on the way. So please don't worry.
Are we supposed to just talk to them? Like, are we supposed to ask them about the case? Will they just, like, tell us that willingly?
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance today?
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House. Someone got turned into water right in front of us.
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will milk it for all it's worth. And it'll be all the talk for the next several weeks.
It also reminded me, on the day that the incident happened with my father, it was raining outside, and we found some clothes left at the scene. After my partner here put the dots together for me,
I feel like we should try to reopen his case. Can you do me a favor and try to recall what happened that night?
Let me think. Mr. Callus was feeling pretty upbeat that day. So he was drinking and bantering away with us at the table. After that, he told us that he wanted to go get some fresh air. So we let him go without thinking much of it. Who knew that we would hear 2 gunshots ring out right after? My first reaction was that Mr. Callus's life was in danger. So I grabbed my holster and made a mad dash toward the scene. But when I got there, it was already too late. Mr. Callus was standing over a dead body with a gun in his hands. All we could do was look back and forth at each other, not knowing what to say.
So you also remember 2 gunshots then?
Indeed.
So he was there when it happened.
The guard said that the first shot didn't hit anyone, while the second killed Jacques. But I've never really bought that explanation. Reason being, Mr. Callus had left his gun on the table. I even made sure to confirm that before running to the scene. But according to the guards, that doesn't mean he couldn't have had other guns on his person. About the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned. Do you think there was a third person there who was turned into water?
It's very possible.
At least from our perspective, my father had no reason to kill. So he would also have no reason to bring an extra gun with him. The gun he was holding probably belonged to Jacques, or a third person on the scene.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you're saying Mr. Callus ended up with the gun because he seized it from one of the other guys? But hold on. If that's what had happened, then why didn't he share the truth with any of us? He didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine, and chose instead to prove his honor in a duel. Did he lose all faith in the courts after seeing someone dissolve right in front of his eyes?
About that, Malus told me a thing or two. So, I think I can understand why he committed to the duel. I'll tell you everything, once the whole truth has been revealed.
I understand. Then, I'll leave Mr. Callus's honor in your hands, boss. And if I may just say one more thing. The whole Callus the Unfaithful epithet has been a thorn in my side since the day it was invented. Many people have laughed at me for still calling him Mr. Callus, even after so many years have passed. But it was Mr. Callus's trust that allowed me to rise through the ranks of Spina di Rosula and live the life I lead today. No matter what others might say, he'll always be the man I respect the most. And he'll always be my boss.
Don't worry. I will definitely find the truth. You and all our other comrades at the Spina deserve to know the truth as well.
Alright. That is quite the testimony. I'll take it. Information regarding Florent. Florent, the advisor to the Spina di Rosula, claimed that he was very grateful to Callus for his kindness. He was also present at the banquet on the day of the case and can provide evidence that Callus did not carry a gun with him when he went out. Okay, so he didn't have a gun. We still can't put everything together, not yet, because we don't know everything. Now we need to speak to the second person, Theory. So I'm still trying to figure out if these guys are like good people. I think what he said before was that these 3 people are like suspects that were like there, like they were there. That's why we need to get their stories, because they were there, like when this happened. Okay, let's talk to Theory now. This is the guard.
Hey, Thierry, it's me.
Oh, now, what brings you here, Miss Navia? I've heard that you made quite the name for yourself at the Opera House.
Oh, so you've got news of that already.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm also a member of the Guards, you know. The way you make it sound, people would think I was sent off to Poisson because I had done something wrong.
Are you sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that? Under normal circumstances, shouldn't you have been called back to the city already?
I mean, where I work is really up to me. Let's just say I enjoy the ambiance of Poisson. Callus did a fantastic job running the town, building Spina di Rosula from the ground up and clearing many obstructions in my way. It would be next to impossible for me to find a similarly easy but high-paying job in the city. Anyway, enough chit-chat. Are these 2 friends of yours? You, here for some formal business?
I see the book at the top right. It's gonna happen.
Ah, yes. These 2 are my
Gotta start
partners.
writing.
What happened at the Opera House made us realize that Linny's case and my father's may be related. We're trying to reinvestigate the details of my father's old case.
Ah, I get it. You think there might be more to the case now that we know people can be dissolved into water, right? I was also flabbergasted when I first heard of it. If you want to go through the original files from your father's case, I can help you look for them.
That'd be much appreciated. Thank you. Actually, I have another question. Do you have the authority to dispatch Gardamex?
Of course. Without them, I couldn't possibly handle Poisson on my own. Why do you ask? We definitely can't use them to forcefully get more evidence for your father's case.
Well, you see, just recently, we were attacked by a horde of unnumbered Gardamex in the city.
She's connecting this?
So, if you hypothetically wanted to do something against me, all you would need to do is get rid of the mecha serial numbers and send them after me.
Then you think too highly of my abilities. Dispatching mecha is very different from controlling them. If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. You can ask the chef to cook, but not to massage your shoulders or carry your baggage. If you try to make unreasonable demands, the chef would just think you're out of your mind and ignore you completely. The same goes for me and my Gardamex. Removing a serial number is also not as easy as you might think. There are a lot of complex steps to it, and it's almost impossible to keep it a secret. So I can promise you, those mecha were definitely private units. They're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must be super rich, powerful, or both. Now that you mention it, though, being in the synth business would definitely be profitable enough to afford this.
Makes sense.
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Oh, well, thank you for the vote of confidence, Navia. Jokes aside, I'd like to wish you all the best with your investigation. I'll be staying in the city for a little while, so just come find me if you need any support from the guards.
Alright. Damn, we got connections. Information regarding Theory. Theory is the person responsible for official contact between the Spina di Rizzula and the guards. According to him, only the sufficiently rich can privately own a large number of Gardamex. Okay. Now we have to contact Marcel. This is the last one. They are over here. Like, not there. Let's just teleport. I feel like I shouldn't have to teleport. I should have just walked. Because it's like the same distance that I'm teleporting to. They're literally right there. That's whatever. We go anyway. Cypress wood? Did I like hit the tree by accident when I ground pounded? Like I would? Okay.
Hello. How may I help you?
I'm here to see Marcel. Could you please let him know? You can just say Navia's looking for him.
Sure. I will let him know right away.
Okay. After waiting a while, Marcel arrives in a hurry.
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young as I used to be, so my legs are giving out a bit.
Oh, it's all right, Uncle Marcel. There's no need to stress. I just wanted to talk to you briefly about what happened in the Opera House. I'm sure you saw everything too, right?
Yes, I've never seen anything so strange.
Oh, you were at the Opera House too?
That's right. I went there with Navia to see the magic show. Who knew it would turn into a whole murder mystery? I also witnessed your marvelous sleuthing work. Quite impressive. To beat the Hydro Archon at her own game on her own turf.
That's kind of what we do.
Imagine everyone in Fontaine discussing your exploits over a few glasses.
That's kind of what we do.
Oh, Paimon doesn't want to be
we defeat gods.
drunkards.
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is as a nation. Everyone loves drama and theatrics.
Uncle Marcel, you've also noticed that other thing, right? The fact that humans can dissolve in water?
Yes. I was reminded of your father's case right away.
Oh, yeah, he's sharp.
Is that what you're investigating now?
Yo, he's sharp.
Exactly. I still don't have much solid proof, but I can sense that the other side has already begun to act.
Oh, and what makes you say that?
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also an attempt to get me to drink water from the primordial sea.
If not for the vigilance of my partner, I probably wouldn't even be here talking to you right now.
But we didn't even do anything. She drank it by accident.
You who protected us?
That is true too.
Alas, it seems things are heating up again. The peace that Callus sought so dearly will soon become a thing of the past.
Oh man.
But rest assured, Navia, Poisson will always remain a safe haven for you. If you're scared, you can always return there. If anyone dares to lay their hands on you there, the Confrérie of Cabrières will use its funds to the last Mora to bring them to justice.
The power of money.
Thank you, Uncle Marcel. But I don't intend to go into hiding. I'm going to strike while the iron's hot.
There you go. Choosing the sword over the parasol.
About that. Sorry, my age is catching up with me, so it'll take me a while to recall my memory. The Confrérie was responsible for that banquet, so I was out and about the whole time making sure things were running smoothly. I didn't even have the time to drink with the guests. Then I heard the sound of a gunshot, and the rest was history.
Oh, it's okay. No need
A
to
gunshot?
yourself. We'll ask around some more. See if there
A
are any
gunshot?
valuable clues elsewhere.
They said they heard 2 gunshots.
Sounds good. Just let me know if
Wait,
you
but
ever
he
need
said he heard
more.
1 gunshot.
All
Other
my
one that picked
wealth
it up?
comes from Callus's patronage and support. I'll spend however much it takes to clear his name.
Information regarding Marcel. Marcel's the leader of the Confrérie of and was the organizer of the banquet years prior. The Confrérie and the Spina di Rizzula have always maintained a close working relationship, though his recollection of the events of the case is quite foggy. He's willing to defend Navia. We're not going to take that into account? Or did I just, like, did I mishear that? That he said that he heard a gunshot. So was he not there for the first gunshot? But they happened, like, right after the other, no? I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. But we're going to just keep that in the back of our head. Let's go over the clues for now.
We've talked to all 3 suspects, purely based on their conversations with me.
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
That is true. Yeah, none of them really stood out as a suspect.
I suppose that's to be expected, though. If a single conversation's all that's needed to find them out, then my father wouldn't have needed to investigate the case for so many years. Anyway, even though we didn't make a breakthrough, let's still compile what we were able to find.
Is it time?
But where should we start?
Jacques' motive.
Ah, you're right. Flora mentioned that Callus probably only ended up with the gun because of circumstance. That makes sense.
According to Jacques' family members, he already told them that he had been discovered, and that he had no choice before he left home that day. If I had to guess, he probably received an order from the synth boss to kill my father. Had he refused, he and his family's lives would have been forfeit.
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
If it was Jacques, I wouldn't have fired a shot at all.
Oh? And why is that?
Could he guarantee his safety after killing Callus? Could he guarantee his family's safety after killing Callus?
Ooh, that's a good point. Jacques probably already knew that he was just being used as a tool for murder. And once he had completed his mission, he'd be of no more use to his boss.
Interesting take on it, either.
Huh. So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be to turn his back on the Order and seek protection from my father.
Seems the third person was the one who derailed everything.
Makes sense. But without evidence, that's still just a theory. Besides Jacques, the attack from the Gardamex has been bothering me quite a bit as well. It's obvious that our enemy has become more antsy after the secret of the primordial seawater was revealed.
Do you think he knew, even then, that we'd follow this lead to the end?
Given everything that's happened since, it's quite possible. But who among the 3 suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex?
Someone rich, probably in that other industry, right? So, like, obviously it makes sense here to pick theory because he's, like, he's with the guards. Like, he knows how to operate Gardamex. But then he told us that he doesn't know how to make the privately owned ones or, like, remove the label or whatever to make them do whatever he wants, right? Florent, I don't know about Florent and the Gardamex. We didn't tell him about that. But I don't know. Florence kind of feels relevant in this theory. Since he used Gardamex before, it would make sense that he would be the one. But he also said, you know, maybe someone with a lot of money would be able to work with it. And Marcel has a lot of wealth, right? And so I want to pick Marcel. But it would make more sense to pick Thierry since he has experience with Gardamex already. He could have just lied to us and said, "Oh, you know, that's too complicated. I don't know how to do that." But I don't want to pick Florent. Like, Florent doesn't make sense here to pick. Like, it's either Thierry or Marcel that I want to, like, pick for. This will probably be just for investigation. Like, it might not actually be any of these three, right? But we're gonna pick Marcel because he's rich. So, he's really wealthy.
Marcel? My father did really trust him. And they worked together on a large number of projects. Maybe that's how he got to know Jacques. And with funds from the Confrérie, he could also
afford large number of Gardamex.
Still really hard for me to imagine, though. After all, Uncle Marcel has been around since I was just a child. Also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of mora and energy to fight his own synth business?
Maybe it was someone. Okay, so it wasn't him. Maybe it was someone else. Okay, I wanted to put that out first. I really did because, like, when we talked to Thierry, he said, "Man, you know, someone who could afford all these Gardamex would probably be the one doing it," and he was the richest person of all of them. So Thierry would be my next suspect.
Thierry?
100%.
Huh. It is possible that he's figured out a way to convert the Gardamex for personal use, but I didn't feel like he was lying when he was talking to us about the mecha. I also don't think he'd be able to keep that kind of tampering under wraps.
Yeah. Had he actually tampered with the mecha, we'd be able to prove it with a simple check of the guard's inventory. If the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find out when and how that happened.
So they're saying it's not him either? Maybe, like I said from the very start, I don't think it might not actually be any of them. But I guess we'll say Florent. Let's see what they have to say about Florent, because I'm going to be honest, he didn't really seem like the person to use Gardamex.
Laurent?
Which might actually make him the most one.
It is true that he was closest to my father, and thus had the best chance of learning about his dealings with Jacques. But as Spina di Rosula's advisor, his work mostly.
If you're gonna deny me on all three of them, then how am I supposed to like crack the case?
Have much means when it comes to finances.
So you're saying he's too broke?
Exactly. He can't.
Oh my god.
And even if he could, I don't think he would be able to dispatch a whole group so quickly.
Oh man. Okay.
Who could it be?
It just got harder, see? Like, it's really, I think. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, you know it's investigator time. It's time. It's investigator time. Let's do it. Who could it be? Choose the most reasonable evidence. Okay, which of the three suspects was most likely to have committed the crime? So, Florent, the advisor's been really claimed that he was very grateful to Callus for his kindness. He was also present at the banquet on the day of the case to provide evidence that Callus did not carry a gun with him when he went out. Thierry is a person responsible for the official contact between Spina di Rosula and the guards. According to him, only the sufficiently rich can privately own a large number of Gardamex. Marcel is the leader of the Confrérie of Cabriare and was the organizer of the banquet years prior. The Confrérie and the Spina di Rosula have always maintained a close working relationship. Though his recollection of the events of the case is quite foggy, he is willing to defend Navia. You know how hard they made it? Like, I know it's not Florent. It can't be him. Like, it literally, he's the, out of all three of them, he's the least one. They just said he's too broke to afford that. And, like, you know, he wouldn't be able to do something like that. And I'm very certain it's, like, one of these two. If it is actually one of the three, it's one of these two. 100%. It's like, it would make, like I said, it would make sense for Thierry to be it, because he literally can operate Gardamex. He knows how to operate Gardamex. And he could have just been lying about saying, oh, you know, it's very complicated, and I would not be able to get away with that, or whatever, right? And then Marcel, because, you know, he's rich, and, you know, he said that only the sufficiently rich can privately own large numbers of Gardamex. So it's definitely going to be one of these two. It wouldn't be him. It wouldn't be Florent. So I really do not know who to pick. I'll probably go with, like... See, I picked Marcel first, right? So this time I'm going to pick Thierry. We just considered the incident with Gardamex. Only one person really fits the bill. Marcel? Oh, so it was Marcel. That was the first one I picked, though.
If you think everything through...
I said that, but that was the first one I put before.
Could we be missing other suspects? Malus didn't didn't know about the people turning into water thing when he narrowed it down to these three, did he?
Malus has always been very reliable, and his judgment of others' trustworthiness has been fair and well considered. When he laid out his case for the three, the rationale he gave me made a lot of sense as well. The suspect is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal affairs, has the means to dispatch Mecha to assassinate us, and possesses significant intellect and foresight. Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all tie back to Uncle Marcel.
He's someone who's very close to you after all.
We still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
The synth production base.
Yes. Malus did say that charging straight in there would be extremely risky. But we don't have any other options right now. We need far more solid proof before we can hope to go charging in on our enemy.
Navia, here you are.
What the?
I've been looking for you.
Huh? What the hell are you doing here?
Aren't you the guy from the guards? Did something happen?
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus just after you left. We've got another trial on our hands.
Wasn't that place built specifically for holding trials? What's so newsworthy about this one?
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a
Wait, what? Yo! We lose track of Tartaglia for like the entire like half of the first part of the quest. And now this guy's being put on trial, bro?
What?
Wait, child?
Is that someone you know?
Yeah, we know him. Maybe even a little too well.
Yeah.
Well, he's been accused of being the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
It's not him. It is absurd. It's not him. It's not him,
Wait,
man. It's just.
How? None of our investigations have had anything to do with him.
It's not him. I know it's not
That's
him.
what I thought was strange about it, so I came to tell you the news right away.
Yo,
if the charge
like-
against him stands, then it'll be next to impossible to get the guards to support any of our planned investigations.
Right. Because they'll think they've already found the culprit.
Yeah. And it'll be a lot harder then to clear Mr. Callus's name.
I understand. Well, partner, what do you think we should do?
Let's split up. What? Are we go to Tartaglia?
Huh?
We go?
Split up? What do you mean?
You can go to Irenaeus while I'll go investigate that place. I'm confident in my combat abilities.
Just as expected of my partner. Since this is a trial about the serial disappearances case, the culprit's attention will be focused on Irenaeus, leaving his home base wide open. You're right.
That's true.
This is our best opportunity. All right then, let's do this. I'll stall them at the Opera House and charge Marcel as the true culprit. I won't have any chance of making that charge stick though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up to you to make it back in time and hand the decisive evidence to me.
So we're going in stealth. Leave it to me.
We'll help you, just like you helped us in Lenny's trial.
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Blue, Silver, when did you two get here?
We heard that you'll be leaving Poisson and figured that you might require our assistance. It's our hope that your confidence will be bolstered with the two of us by your side.
Thank you so much. Then, let's make haste for Irenaeus. Paimon, Traveler, I'll see you at the Opera House.
Alright, this is where we split up. Let's do it. Suspect analysis. Combining the information regarding the Gardamex and the investigation results so far, it can be concluded that there's only one person who can have a large number of Gardamex in his possession and run the synth business without leaving any traces. This person is none other than Marcel. Let's do it. Let's do it. It's time for us to go raid the base. I hope we're doing it stealthily, because if we go charging, that'll be kind of bad.
Navia has set out for Irenaeus. We should also get going.
Let's go to the place
The location has already been
that
marked on the
Malus
map,
mentioned.
so let's head over.
Find the entrance to the headquarters. It's underwater.
According to Malus's info,
It's underwater.
The synth production base is
It's underwater. Yo, we get to go underwater. Let's do it.
Let's go and try to find the entrance.
Let's do it. I'm diving. Too shallow to dive here. Alright, we gotta go further out, I think. And then we can dive. Alright, we're diving. Let's go. Wait, so is that a level 89? Wait, is that like a mob? Can I fight it? Oh no, it is. It's gonna fight me. But I thought there was no underwater combat. Am I supposed to throw something at it? Am I absorb the abilities of the? Huh? Well, I just throw water at it. Bloop. 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 Absorb the abilities of the Xenocrabic former aberrants? How do I do that? Oh. Huh? I absorb their abilities? Use the ability to cut weak sections of the grass to destroy them? So I have a slash now? No, that's like my little water whip ability. Give me. Did you give me an ability? Oh, it's E! I'm stupid. I have water slash. That's all my charges. Oh, so I keep the ability for the entire time underwater. It's like custom skills. It's like there's custom underwater skills. So I'm not actually... I can't actually use my characters underwater. Like, it's just... I can switch my characters underwater. But I can't actually, like, use my character's abilities underwater. I keep their HP, but I get, like, a special ability that can absorb from other sea life. That's kind of cool. Water slash! That is 28,000 damage. That's kind of crazy. Not gonna lie. And they drop stuff, too. You know how annoying it is gonna be to get, like, underwater materials? You have to specifically fight underwater. And, I already knew about all this stuff. Yeah, let's just say I already knew about all this stuff. Let me just go next and all this. Alright. Water slash! 28,000. That's insane, by the way.
Finally found it! Huh. So this is the entrance that leads to the synth production base. It sure doesn't seem out of the ordinary at all.
Well, they don't want it to stand out. Yes, but I'm unsure of what we find inside will be extraordinary.
Ah, you're right. An important place like this is bound to have a ton of protective measures and mechanisms. Navia's probably arguing up a storm right now to stall for us.
Meanwhile, inside the operating... Oh, so it's gonna be like switching sides. Like we're over here doing this, and then we get to see what's happening on the other side. Like what she's doing over there in the opera house. That's kind of cool. I like that. The underwater seems kind of interesting. You like absorb some other ability, and that's like your skill while you're underwater. I don't know what the other ones would be like. So we have like water slash. I don't know what the others would be like. Pretty sure in the trailer they made that ability look weak.
It would appear that I must
in
repeat
actual
my
game,
question
it's pretty
again,
good.
Mr. Tartaglia.
Mr. Tartaglia.
Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearances?
Here we are back to the court again.
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system, or the reason why I'm being charged with something I've never even heard of. However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate in a duel to clear their name. Is that right? In which case, as long as I accept the charge, I can have an all-out fight with
this guy Tartaglia loves conflict, man.
I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've ever received. When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back. Real disappointing.
Hey, don't you understand?
He doesn't care.
You're currently the prime suspect for a major case.
Yo, he doesn't care. Tartaglia goes and does as he pleases. He does not care at all.
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways of the Opera House. Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns best in the heat of battle.
No. That's not what I meant.
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is going poorly, and we have made very little progress. In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again. The goal of this trial is to determine the culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
That case had nothing to do with him. You've got the wrong man. Huh? What's going on?
Why is she interjecting again?
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui Harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. I only tolerated your behavior last time because you were able to provide the court with a key eyewitness. But that was an exception rather than standard court protocol. I can very well charge you with contempt of court for your interjections.
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect for this place's
Okay.
We can put that
All
discussion
right.
aside for
Tell
now.
him.
I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to charge the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. And if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be proven innocent by default. Correct?
Oh. A young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. Well, I'd got half bored to death by all these rules and procedures anyway. So I'll take you up on that offer. So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do now?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia, who is the person you would like to charge instead?
That person is...
Choose the most reasonable evidence. Oh, shoot. They put me on here. I'm not even there, but I'm here. Alright, fine. Put me on here. Callus case records. Oh, well, we already read all of this stuff. So, based on the evidence, who's the true culprit behind the serial disappearances of the young women case? So, we said it was Marcel. So, we're gonna go with that.
Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Huh? What Confrérie? Never heard of them in my life.
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina di Rosula's sister organization?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
God damn it.
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious matter. Committing to the charge also means taking on the legal responsibilities associated with it. And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may also be charged with the crime of making a false accusation. Knowing this, do you still wish to charge this man?
Yes, I do.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please take your places on the court. Members of the guards, please contact Mr. Marcel right away so that he may stand trial.
Oh shoot, after some time, a shocked and confused Marcel is brought to the stands. It's time!
Mr. Marcel, you will not require an attorney. Is that correct?
Apologies. It all just happened so quickly. I still haven't figured out what's going on. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding between me and Navia.
Very well. In that case, since both sides have now arrived, Miss Navia, please present your charges.
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, to the case of Callus the Unfaithful. Only through elucidating what really happened in that case can we connect all the dots for the serial disappearances case.
Navia, do you really think that I was the one who killed your father? Come on, why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember, both you and I only ran to the scene when we heard the sound of a gun. If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect as well?
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now. The audience doesn't even have the big picture yet. Even I'm struggling to remember some details of that case.
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I can explain my charge and reasoning.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage.
Oh shoot! Begin refutation.
On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabrières.
We're back here again with this video game. Let's do
During
it.
the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while his acquaintance, Jacques, lay dead from a gunshot wound. The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded that the suspect's first shot must have missed, while the second must have taken Jacques' life. The suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court. Instead, he chose to prove his innocence through a duel. Callus was defeated by champion duelist Clarande in the ensuing duel, and soon succumbed to the injuries.
Here we go.
These are the known facts about the case.
Now, let's begin.
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. And even so, Jacques still had no reason to pull the trigger. In truth, the third person shot Jacques first, and was shot in turn by my father when my father seized the gun from him. After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water, erasing all traces of him from the scene.
Okay, she
Thank you
pieced
for the
everything
summary,
together.
Your Honor.
Of course, the guard's conclusion appeared quite sensible to us at the time. However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained new information about the abilities of water from the primordial sea.
Here we go. Continue to refute the incident of Callus the Unfaithful. Let's begin. So, we have to find a loophole here, 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 and not here. So only these first 4, which is a lot. So let's do this. On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in the countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabrières. which makes I think I picked suspect analysis here because these persons none other than Marcel, because he was the one who hosted this event. Wait, it's not right?
It's not right. Let me think for a little while longer.
Okay, hold up. Let me revisit that. So, let me read this again. On the day of the murder, Splinter Azul hosted a large banquet in the countryside estate owned by Confrey of Cabriere. Is there a loophole here? Because there's like blue text. I usually put it there. Cause that. We could skip this for now. Let's move on. During the banquet, all attendant guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. But, hold up. He didn't know. He was literally... Where's the thing? Callus did not carry a gun with him. Callus, who had the motive to kill, murdered Jacques for betrayal. But he didn't have a gun with him, so how could he have killed? He didn't have a gun. So, Florent said he didn't have a gun. Doesn't connect?
Something's not...
Okay, so let me put Marcel here. No? Yo, am I new to this game? I'm new to this game. I have to be new to this game. Like, why am I doing these wrong? Okay. When I see blue here, I usually think there's something I have to put there. Right? Let's try this again. During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. According to Callus, according to the investigations, Callus, who had the motive to kill, murdered Jacques for his betrayal. But is that really true? He said it was in self-defense. Or his family said it was self-defense. So he put that there.
Testimony of the victim's family confirms that Jacques had thoughts of assassinating Callus when he set out for the banquet.
So that means...
in the end, he reconsidered, and instead shared everything with Callus, hoping to seek the latter's protection. Unfortunately for Jacques, the true culprit had already considered this possibility.
And sent out another assassin.
So
they shot Jacques, and then Callus took the gun and fired at the mysterious person or whatever. Or what? No, that's why he looked like the murderer, right? Okay. This is a long one. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while his acquaintance, Jacques, lay dead from the gunshot wound. Based on the investigations done then, there was no possibility that anyone else could have done the deed and escaped, and Callus was thus adjudged to have been the culprit. After conducting a reinvestigation, it is now certain that Callus did not bring a gun with him. Moreover, the details of the case pointed towards the possibility or possible existence of a third person. He didn't carry the gun with him because Florent was literally there and saw his gun, not with him. That doesn't work? That literally is what it said, though. That literally is what it said. It said he did not bring the gun with him. So do we have to... Is it the existence of a third person? Is that what it have been? He set it up, but he couldn't have actually been the one to do it, right? I thought he was the one who set it up. But this is going to be wrong. I don't want to put it because I know it's going to be wrong. Callus had a gun in his hands. Jacques was shot and slain. This is the third... Okay, no, okay. Because this was talking about clothing of an unknown person found at the crime scene. So that means there was a third person there. Yeah, okay, that's right.
This assassin first shot Jacques, then turned to shoot Callus, only for Callus to wrestle the gun from him and kill him instead.
There you go. So that's that. All right. Reconstruction of events. The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded the suspect's first shot must have missed, while the second would have taken Jacques' life. This deduction is based on the circumstance that there was no third person in the scene, but it turns out that there is a method that can cleverly cover up the killer's tracks, which is the primordial seawater.
A pile of clothing was found at the scene. The guards once believed they were used by Jacques as a costume to disguise himself. But now, it is clear that the clothes were proof that there was a third person at the scene, and that they were turned into water after committing the murder.
Oh wait, did I cut her off?
Realizing this, the true culprit...
Okay, well she'll explain it anyway, it's fine.
...to dissolve into water, leading
My bad, I
everyone
didn't mean
to
to press.
believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder. This is the true version of events.
Here we go. The tips scale in our favor. Successful refutation. Alright, so she's gonna explain it. The whole thing. How there was a third person involved. Alright, I have to click.
So that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has been used for all these years?
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives. I guess they didn't shoot each other after all.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal if you wish to prove your innocence.
Ah, but I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that directly implicated me.
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, we primarily need to determine two things. One, do you have the evidence to back up
That's
your
what she
claims?
sent us for.
I'm afraid not. At least not at this very moment.
Boo! If you don't have any evidence, you should just go home.
She said that not at this very moment.
I may not
I'm
have
on my way.
evidence,
Give me a second.
But I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted clothes against a record of people who went missing around the same time, we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around that time, regardless of age or gender.
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette, I would consider this to be a reasonable investigative direction.
Why do I feel like Farina's acting a little differently today?
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing herself again?
So fair.
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging an innocent citizen in the last trial.
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If the truth is indeed as you described, then why didn't Mr. Callus explain himself in court? If he had testified that a person had been dissolved, he could have at least mounted a defense.
No one would have believed him because nobody knew about people being able to dissolve.
I've thought about this too, and the answer is actually pretty simple. He felt there were things that were more important to him. The dissolving power of water from the primordial sea is an important secret for the true culprit of the serial disappearances case. My father could have exposed it for all to see, but he chose to take it to the grave. At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no guarantee that going forward with the truth would allow the culprit to be brought to justice. What was certain, however, was that it would paint a gigantic target on my back.
Moss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next target of the serial disappearances case.
What?
If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out war with Espina right there and then. I wouldn't have been the only one in danger. All of us would have stood to lose our lives. Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter and determine that we were in the right, but what good would that do? How can a hollow verdict protect anyone? Had this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence in its brand of justice, Spina di Rosula would have had no reason to exist. But by staying silent, we retained the ability to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate. I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, as well as giving me more time to grow and learn. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house cannot, and restore my father's truth and honor back to him.
So, you mean to say, your father intended to die
That is true.
in the duelist's ring?
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent.
Chlorine! Oh, shoot! Oh,
I don't need your
damn!
apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. You don't have to do anything for my sake. But since he entrusted his will to you, Clorand, you should tell us the truth about his sacrifice.
So, during the duel, did you believe that Callus was intending to die?
Yes, I did. As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored lives. In my line of work, I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Some were determined, others passionate, and some even manic and twisted. Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live or if they're looking to die. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus never intended to leave the ring alive.
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions. It appears there really are good grounds to reopen this case.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your father's case and the serial disappearances case.
Right? What she said was fascinating, but kind of beside the point.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearances case?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. As a result, they planned to act after hearing 2 gunshots. And at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized they were at risk of being identified. The culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were already at the scene. Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and the trial.
So that's why you suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I still can't help but find it a little preposterous. I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental child, Navia. It's one of your most endearing traits.
No need to appeal to pathos.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, can you prove that I was the only person present at both events? On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone remotely monitor the place?
Don't know what she can say to that.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigations, until I'm the only one left on the list. Alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation of murder from a girl you see as your own daughter? But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feelings. Ah well, let Uncle Marcel teach you another lesson.
Damn, he doesn't even see it as like a... He's seeing this as like a duel right now.
Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell me anyways.
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. It's a high-risk action with nothing to gain. In addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya when I was young to come to Poisson and work in some trade. My business only thrived when I received Callus's patronage. But the disappearances began before I ever stepped foot in Fontaine.
I do apologize, Demoiselle. This was my mistake.
No, it's not your fault. I'm sure he had come prepared.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of my first business license against the first known case of the serial disappearances? You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family when I left Snezhnaya for the first time. Could those records and testimonies do something to appease the unspeakable anguish in your heart?
Seems like she got the wrong guy. At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely accusing him.
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings as he neared the end of his life. But aren't you going against all of his wishes and expectations right now? He wished for you to become more rational, collected, and conscientious, instead of dwelling only on your own feelings. Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong into things, you'd have met most of his expectations.
This isn't just about me, and it never has been. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims is that I still have the ability to search for the truth. While that same agency has long been taken from them, the people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse, the people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances, and the people who suffered tragic ends due to their sense of justice. Many people's images are flashing before my eyes. I'm sure some are coming to those of you in the audience as well. And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher?
Huh.
Wait, he knows that name?
Oh, so you...
Oh, okay!
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
A little while earlier at the entrance of the synth production base. Oh, shoot! We're back to our side! We go to investigate. So that could have been a bluff where he's like, oh, I'm surprised you said the name of someone I don't know. That sounds so dumb, though. Why would you be surprised at that? You could have easily been like, who's that? Like, that would have sounded more believable than... Yeah, I'm surprised you told me a name that I don't know. Like, that's just retarded. Oh, okay, whatever. Anyways, we're back to here. Let's do it. Let's get to work. We're investigating the synth operating base. Door of Resurrection has been activated. Now, it's the guard dog in the trailer. But we have to fight it? Oh, that's messed up. Why they gotta put me against the dog, man? Why they gotta do that to us? Alright, whatever. I guess we fight. This will be the first time! This will be the first time we fight! This will be the first time we fight this entire quest line. Because we've just been sitting in the court for like 12 hours. 4 hours. And they're not even putting up a fight either. Like, they're literally just gone already. Like, I don't know what to say. Anyways.
The floor is going up.
So we really are just charging into the base.
Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place.
Here we go. Let's see what we find in here. Hopefully we come back in time for the trial. So we can defend her. What now?
Thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way.
We raised the water level.
Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up.
We raised the water level. Like, I 100% think that we raised the water level. Like, there's a way that we're going to be able to raise the water level. Maybe, possibly, perhaps. Did we go underwater? Did we go underwater for that? Or do we do something here? Do we do something here? There's nothing to even do here. I guess we go underwater then. We're going underwater. Woo. Alright, what's down here? Is that power? What I just gained. The Armored Crab's ability creates a heavily armored shield capable of releasing shockwaves that can shatter stones. Holding it down will expand the shield, and when you release it, the shockwave will be in the direction you're aiming. If you're being attacked during this time, it will unleash an even stronger bolt. Oh, these are like the mobs. The Recon Log Mech. When either energy is annihilated upon being attacked by its opposite, overlays. I don't even need to know about that. Like, I don't even need to know about those dogs because, like, how fast I just destroyed them. Okay, so we break that thingy. There was a blue thing right there. Yeah, I think we break that. Or maybe we need to get a little close first before we break that. Let's do that. Yeah. Alright, there you go. Pretty simple. What now? Oh. Now I activate the mechanism here. We're good to go. Does it raise the water level by chance? Or maybe it raises a platform. It raised the water level! It's like I'm the one who created these puzzles. Is it enough though? No, that's not even enough. One more. We need to do one more.
Level is rising. Now we can swim to the top.
Can we actually? But we can't reach there.
But this is still a ways
Yeah.
away from where we
Also,
need
I
to
figured
go.
that wasn't enough. I guess we just come over here and activate another mechanism. It's been such a long time since I've done like these domains with these like hidden mechanisms. Anyways, close your eyes.
Everybody stand back.
You know, I hope you close your eyes so you can get to see what happened to him. That poor dog. I wish they didn't make him an enemy. Like, these guys are literally getting folded. What is that? It's a spider crab thingy. I don't even know what, like, that getting attacked by opposite side thingy. Like, I don't need to know all that. Like, they just fall over. They're adding mechanisms that I don't even need to, like, you know, care about. I'm not going to spend, like, 10 minutes trying to read what the mechanisms of those mobs are. Unless it's like a hard boss, then I'll take the time to read it. You know, then, you know, it makes sense for me to know what it does. Alright, well now we go out there.
Now the path is clear. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. But if we keep swimming, like, what happens if that blue bar hits all the way to the bottom? Do we just drown? Because it's not, that's like swim stamina. Like, I think we just stay at the top of the water. I don't think we can drown in these waters. Because we have the power of hydro accompanying us. I think we just fall down here. Yeah, I think we just fall down. And another mechanism. Is that a chest? I saw it. Don't worry. Alright, let's see what this goes to. Ooh. Ooh, okay. There's guards over there waiting to be flexed. Let's do it. These are the guards. So the organization has guards that are under their control. Assault mech specialists. Based on whether it's imbued with Urja and Phenomena energy, the machine will operate differently in battle. I don't know what that means. I really don't know what that means. Look, I just have to do this to it. It doesn't matter what it does. It just falls over. Oh no, the dog. can't even say it's tanky. That thing fell over. Oh no, it threw a lecture at me. It's raps for me. Alright, anyways, moving on. See what's over here. Like, might as well just, like, get past these, like, tutorial things. Alright, so they have...
After all that, we finally made it to the innermost sanctum. Though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here.
If I'm not mistaken, he's being charged by Navi as we speak, which is, Marcel.
That's right. Then let's hurry up and find some evidence so we can get back to the Opera House and help Navia.
That's the plan. Don't switch sides again. We have to get some information. Why am I one shot? Last time I was on Traveler, I was one shot. Alright, what is this?
What's all this? Aw, it's a bunch of really cute things. Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box.
There's a name too.
Oh, Paimon sees it too, but why are all these cute things labeled with different girls'
They
names?
probably belong to the victims that got dissolved.
You mean the girls from the serial disappearances?
Mm-hmm.
They were brought here?
Yep.
And then they were turned into water, and all the boxes of things, these names. That means... Oh, this is terrible.
This also means that we're at the right place. The missing person's possessions. You discovered objects with containers labeled with the names of those who own them within the depths of the HQ. The names here must have something to do with the victims in the serial disappearance cases. This might be proof that this was their final stop. That's it. But obviously there's more. Investigation skill, go! Alright. Examine the bottles. This is probably the vials.
There's so much synth here.
Mm-hmm.
And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of the primordial
There's
sea.
so many.
Mixing in progress. Ready to drink. Stock sample? Huh. They've also got all the synth pretty clearly labeled. Whoa, there's even fruit-flavored synth?
Well, that definitely proves that this is where they produce synth.
Yep, it's super obvious.
Synth. A popular potion circulating quite widely. It gives the drinker a very pleasant experience for a short time, but the side effects are equally strong. The producer uses these special characteristics to earn a massive profit from its trade. Investigation skill, go! Examine the experimental table.
What's this over here? Looks like some kind of place for research. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea and use his theory as a foundation to achieve a breakthrough. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimens 22, 23, and 24 were dissolved.
Calm down, Paimon.
Sorry, Traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just that Paimon's never read something so scary before.
It's fine,
How
Paimon.
can someone write something that terrible in such a matter-of-fact...
That's what we're here to investigate, Paimon. That's why we're here. That's what we are here for.
Too scared to keep going.
Let me read it. I got it. The goal of the researcher is to save his lover, a woman called Vignir, who was dissolved. That might be the Oceanid that we talked to earlier. And she told us to tell Vacher, I think that was his name, to not look for her. And that's the reason why he's dissolving people.
So that's why he did all of these experiments. Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane!
There's another name here, Vacher! Huh? There you go!
The name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case.
No, he's the researcher.
You mean Vacher is the one who did all of these... experiments?
Yes, he signed off on a bunch of the experiment reports. The voice I heard from the fountain was probably Vignir.
So that's it?
Mm-hmm.
Vacher was no victim, but personally took his lover and... No, that's not it either. If that's the case, why would he want people to resurface from the water?
There must be more to this than meets the eye.
In any case, Paimon will write it all down.
Vash's experimental records. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingles' research conclusions on the primordial sea and use this theory as a foundation to achieve a breakthrough. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimens 22, 23, and 24 were dissolved. There are many more records like these. Investigation ability, go! Where to next? Here. What is that? Examine pool. Is that a sea of the primordial liquid?
There's an important looking basin over here, and it's full of water.
That must be the water from the primordial sea.
That means this is where they make all the synth. And that special water is the main ingredient. If you dilute it with normal water, you'll get synth. But the pure stuff can dissolve a human. Paimon will take notes on this incriminating evidence.
Thank you, Paimon. She's like hands me the notepad like, here's all the evidence. The pool, primordial seawater pool. The pool found within the HQ is filled with water from the primordial sea. The mastermind can use this to create synth and directly use it to dissolve people. Okay, what's next? Bang. Wait, would that be everything? Is there anything like up here that I missed? No, okay. This might be everything. Right here, this is the last thing. For now. Examine bookshelf.
Let's see what's written here. Nothing escapes Detective Paimon's eyes. Callus.
Oh, there's an investigation report on Callus! Hey, yo!
Oh,
that's massive! That's probably related to his Jacques case.
Yep. It's about finding someone to assassinate Jacques and Callus because of a lack of confidence that Jacques himself would go through with it.
There you go. They had this all planned out.
Of the third person, right?
Yep. 100%. Is there anything else?
We still have not determined the exact content of the key information Callus has passed on to certain members of his organization. The old dog's a real menace to deal with. Even if he abides by the promise he's made to us, he will still have the upper hand. He can act whenever he wants to make our lives miserable. The only option left is to remove him from the picture entirely. I concur. Let's send someone to kill him. He won't declare war as long as we don't touch Navia.
Because he knew too much.
Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups.
Yep, just like, let me swipe all those documents. They planned this well in advance.
They're all just so evil.
Callus investigation report. Clues concerning the Callus case that were found inside the bookshelf. The mastermind did not believe that Jacques would do the deed, and thus sent a third party to ensure Callus's death. The content that followed also defined the culprit's motive to some extent. Well, we got all the evidence we need.
Everything here, and it seems like our theories were spot on. But
Who really is this Vasher?
yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals his true identity. No wonder even Neuvillette wasn't able to find anything. Whoever it is probably destroyed everything to do with that name a long time ago. That way, even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to identify the true culprit.
Clever, but maybe not clever enough. Let's look again.
Sure thing. Paimon won't admit defeat to this guy either.
Okay, so there is more. There's more. Look for clues related to Vasher. Okay, we got some, like, around the same spots or whatnot. We could start from here again. Besides the investigation reports, there's also a lot of research materials here. It seems their experiments have been going on for a very long time, but there's nothing here on Vasher's true identity. A pool full of water from the primordial sea. Countless sins were born of it. Nothing else here seems to be particularly noteworthy. According to the records, Vasher didn't care about how many victims he had to dissolve in his quest to bring back his lover to life. But there's nothing here on Vasher's true identity. Bottles of full of synth and water from the primordial sea. These can be used as evidence to prove what this place was used for. Nothing else here seems particularly noteworthy. And then, was that it? This back to this thing. The miscellaneous objects.
You take that side and Paimon will take this side. Check everything carefully. We'll find something for sure.
Alright. After some time.
Nothing at all. And Paimon can't even find snacks either.
Really, Paimon? This is what you came here for? Paimon, I found it. Wait, what? Seriously?
Whoa, really? What Paimon see? Vinier. Isn't that Vache's lover's name?
Now.
You found her diary.
Oh, she had a diary as well. Oh, shoot.
Aw. It's just a normal diary chronicling their love story. She was so sweet, too. Oh, Paimon feels even worse for her now.
Take a look at this page. She made a list of baby names.
So many. A whole page's worth. But they're all crossed out. Was she unhappy with all of them? The final name she decided on was... Marcel.
I was gonna say Marcel, but like I was gonna look stupid if I said Marcel and then it wasn't Marcel, so I didn't say anything. But I was looking at the camera. You guys sensed me, right? You guys sensed it. I was gonna say Marcel. Like I gave you that look, so you guys knew I was gonna say Marcel. I knew it.
Marcel's pretty old.
It has been, but this is a very old thing.
That he's Vache and Vinier's grown.
Yup, I figured it out. Let's go, Paimon. We are spot on, by the way. I got you. I'll fill you in the court. Let's go. Viegner's notebook. A notebook belonging to a lady named Viegner. She records many stories of her time with the lover of Vacher. On one of these pages, she prepared many names for the future child, and the name she settled on was Marcel. After obtaining the final piece of key evidence, you race back to the Opera Epiclese. We know everything that we should now. And Marcel is indeed the one behind this. So let's get back to the court.
And who
let's help Navi out.
Do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vache?
There it is.
Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
There you go.
As expected of my partner. I just knew you'd return in the nick of time.
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules of this court?
It's all right, Monsieur Neuvillette. Given their confidence, I expect they've found the crucial evidence.
Yup. It's breakthrough time. You say that you've never heard of Vacher. But you're literally their son. You're literally their son. Mate. You're him.
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vache.
He's talking!
Huh?
We've investigated your lair. We already know everything. After your lover, Vinier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you.
Wait, okay, hold on, wait. I wasn't up to date on that one. I thought they were that it was actually an old case and he was their son, but he's actually Vacher, which, you know, I guess either he put it together and it makes sense.
You even created Marcel as a new identity and destroyed all records of your past as Vache.
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established.
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, do you know where you went wrong? You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around you. So, you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew as individuals.
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Or our determination to see things through.
Your determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the trial will move on to the next stage.
Do you really think I wanted to do any of this? Pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life dissolve right in front of your eyes? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison Gardiennage were laughing at me. They said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Vinier's death was brushed away by all of you as if it didn't matter at all. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, it's too late now. All those who were dissolved are gone forever. You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice, your beloved drama, while turning a blind eye to the suffering of the people. Vignere is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, I will follow.
I'm waiting for there to be a time where like Aether can like do what you know, Vignere said to him and tell Vacheir that she said not to look for her. Cause like we're supposed to tell him that.
But I'm not from this blasted place, so I can't be dissolved.
Oh right, cause he's from Cesnaya. What the?
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve. Can't dissolve. Can't dissolve. Do you all see? I can't go. I can't follow. So if I can't go where she is, what choice do I have but to try to bring her back? I did all of that, and in the end, that accursed Calus still got the better of me. I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the very end.
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guards, please restrain him.
He's exhibiting signs of mental distress. Please, guards, hold up. I gotta like put my phone on. Wait, no, stop. And my battery was dying.
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me. I still need to save Vignere. A promise. We made a promise. Vignere.
And now he's crying.
Please, Vignere. Don't think badly of me. All I want to do is fulfill our promise.
So once again, I'm waiting for Aether to tell him the thing.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction, the charges against Mr. Tartaglia no longer have any basis.
I don't even know why Tartaglia was like
fine by
even
me.
in this.
I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Oh, he's just been sitting there watching the whole time.
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might review and...
I got everything, bro. I got documents over documents for you, brother. Like, come to your office right now. Melville proceeds to review and compile the evidences and records.
The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vacheir and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover, Vignere. During an underwater expedition, Vignere accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vacheir as a result. Vacheir learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to restore Vignere back to life. To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson. During the course of his research, Vacheir discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria, and began to manufacture and market synth. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rosula. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, Vacheir decided to assassinate their president Calus at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as Vacheir expected, he was able to turn Calus into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent to the scene. And just recently, Vacheir attempted to frame Lyney as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method. However, his attempt to frame Lyney failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of Vacheir's machinations that he was eventually successfully charged in court. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case, with the truth revealed to all.
That's it. He did it. He said it all. He literally said it all. This guy,
The
he said it all.
Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vacheir. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Vacheir is...
You can't cut off at that. You can't cut off at that. There's no way.
guilty.
Okay, he is guilty. Okay, I was about to say that if they said he was like innocent or whatever, that would have been a massive plot twist, and then there would have been like so much more like to it. I don't know. That was kind of scary. I'm not gonna lie. That was kind of scary. I was about to say like.
Good. It's what he deserves.
With that, the serial disappearances case is over now.
After a very long time, we came
really
here.
Just witnessed history. Who would have
We
thought
did it.
the true culprit would be such a
We
polite
did it.
and well-spoken guy?
We did it.
We helped Navia bring the bad guy to justice! He's hurt so many innocent people and now he's finally getting what he deserves. Huh? Are you okay?
Navia?
Demoiselle, you were absolutely brilliant.
The day our late boss had always hoped for has finally come.
That's it. That's history
You
in
can
the
rest
making.
easy now, knowing justice has been served.
Yeah. Yeah. It's finally over. It's all thanks to you guys. And my partner. See, Papa? Spina di Rosula's still doing well with me at the helm.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been righted, and it's a big old...
We're like, yo, why is he still here, bro?
Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some business to attend to. So, if you'll excuse me...
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
What the... For what?
What now? None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made regarding the initial charge before the trial can conclude.
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for side characters like me to exit stage left?
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been the rule.
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right? Let's just get this over with.
But does he get charged?
Through
Is he
evidence
guilty?
presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no direct connection to the serial disappearances case. The guilty party has been identified, and thus it is logical to suppose Mr. Tartaglia is innocent of the charges. We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal.
Would that...
The final verdict.
Will it make him guilty for like no reason? I'm confused. Wait. Hold up. Wait a minute.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal...
You stop. Don't cut off at that, man. You can't do that. Stop doing that. Stop cutting off at... He is? Like, stop doing that. Please, man. Because if he's guilty, what the hell is he guilty of? He didn't do anything.
Guilty.
Like, I don't get it.
Hey! That's not funny. Didn't you just say I'm supposed to be innocent? What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine malfunctioning?
Huh? This has never happened before. The Oratrice actually returned a different...
Like, what? Huh?
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger? Do you think the Oratrice might have just convicted him on general principle?
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case?
We just
no matter what
found
he's
him.
guilty of, it shouldn't affect the verdict in this case, right?
Literally. Like, we literally just found out the person behind all the serial disappearances. Why is he guilty? What the hell did he do? He was declared guilty by the Oratrice. Just what's going on here?
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal is, by law, the final verdict of the court. We must accept the guilty.
But how? We just found the guy guilty. How the...
Guards, please take the suspect
Yo.
into custody per court protocol.
What? Yo, this is the cutscene where Tartaglia goes like, bro, I'm tired of your bullshit, bro. Nah. Say what's up. Say what's up, bro. Nah, say what's up. He's not gonna get taken away.
This is done in Fontaine.
This is it.
What a joke. You've got your rules.
And I got mine.
Well, I've got mine too.
Here it comes. Cue the music. Not because he's not gonna be taken in like that. He's not gonna sit there and be taken in. Oh, damn, bro. It's going down in here. That's the power of a delusion. Here it comes! His final form! Foul Legacy. Here it comes. Huh? Huh? Huh?
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
What did he just do to him? What the hell did he just do to him? He also got his face scratched. Yo, what? What did Neuvillette just do to him, bro? He just knocked him out.
Hey, Monsieur Neuvillette, what's going on? Shouldn't they have been cleared already?
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established at the conception of Fontaine's court system, the Oratrice's judgment is the final verdict of the court.
But I don't get it.
All I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than
Would that be the Archon? If even the Chief Justice doesn't know, then we have no choice but to ask the Archon herself.
Why are you looking at me? I had nothing to do with it. I don't know what happened there either. Hey, stop staring at me!
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
She says she has no idea either, but that's impossible. Didn't she create the Oratrice herself?
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called justice?
And this is where they start doubting their Archon.
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out in this court? Did you really believe that the judgment could be mistaken or be the result of some sort of random mishap?
But how? This guy, like, Tartaglia didn't even do anything. He's just like, oh, you know, they found who the person responsible for the disappearances was. I'm cleared now. I guess I'm gonna go. I'm gonna head out. And then they're like, no, we must get a verdict on you. And they calls him guilty. Like, well,
don't tell me. You thought even I had been blindsided by the Oratrice's results.
She's putting on an act.
But the way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had
She's
no
putting
idea
on an
what
act.
was going on.
She's putting on an act.
However, given the state of things, I shall give you an explanation. Everything that just took place, including my supposed shock and bafflement, was a part of an elaborate performance, with every action meant to stir up drama and excitement. And, of course, for every performance there is a script. Everything has unfolded exactly as I expected from the very beginning. As the embodiment of the very concept of justice, the Oratrice shall never render an arbitrary judgment! If you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, it is only because you've been blinded by the superficial appearance of innocence. Everything he's done, not to mention the danger he poses, are beyond ordinary comprehension.
But he didn't do anything!
Unforgivable!
Yo!
All shall be revealed in time. You will come to understand my noble intentions, as well as the absolute correctness of the Oratrice's verdict.
Bro, this poor guy. This poor guy Tartaglia was like, oh, if, you know, since this is over, I got things to do. You know, I'm gonna head out. I got things to do. And then he gets, like, put on trial for this. This is so stupid.
Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now time for this performance to end. As the lead actress,
look,
I shall be the first
I'm gonna be
to
honest
take
with you
my
guys. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I do not like this Archon. I'll be completely honest with you. All the Archons, they have like a spark of joy in them or whatever, like something. They have a spark to them that makes them likable. For like, you know, even like Raiden, when we met her, she was against us at some point, but then, you know, we got to meet her instead of her puppet, and it was like pretty chill, you know? Like, we got to meet like all these like Archons and get to see their personality firsthand. But this Archon is pissing me off from since we got here, actually.
So she chose to make her escape after all, did she?
This is so,
So
like...
you're saying we shouldn't put much stock into what she just said?
She probably just put on that performance to save face.
She did
As
put
for
on
the
that performance.
truth,
I said that.
It's unlikely that she actually has any idea.
Way to pull the rug out from under her.
However, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity. Just as I promised, if the judgment has been incorrect, we will do our utmost to clear his name.
All right. Even though we feel pretty badly for him, we'll take your word for it for now. After all, he's done plenty of bad stuff. So he should have known he'd go to prison someday, right?
That's really a dumb thing to say, Paimon. Leave the upper house when all return to the waters. That's... wow, dude. It's got the Togli, like, getting falsely accused out here. I knew that there was going to be, because I was thinking about it, right? In the quest, they literally said that the Oratrice has never, like, disagreed with whatever. God, I cannot say his name. But it's never disagreed with him before. And I'm like thinking, you know, we're here, things are gonna spice up. It's gonna disagree with somebody. So that's why I thought it was gonna disagree with Vasher. Like, I was like, yo, stop, don't do that. But it actually disagreed with Tartaglia on this one. And it's so confusing. Like, I'm mesmerized.
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him!
Traveler! Hey, Traveler!
What's up?
Marcel, what are you doing over here?
Stop resisting arrest. Cease, or we'll add another charge to the list.
No, wait. I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
Thank you. Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name Vacher?
Near the fountain.
I erased all records of that name. So, unless...
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
Yes, I met her.
Really? You did? You're sure?
This is the part where you tell him.
But how could that be? How did you manage to do it?
It was around the fountain of Lucine.
The fountain of Lucine? Then she's been so close to me all along. And I just never... Please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the Traveler take me to the fountain to see her one last time. This is the last request I'll ever make in my life. You can do whatever you want to me afterwards. I don't care.
What? Give an inch and you want to take a mile? Do you think serial killers get to make a request like that?
Paimon agrees. Why should we give him what he wants when he's only done a ton of super terrible things?
This request, is it worth as much to you as your life?
Of course! Wait, no. It's worth even more than my life.
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live just to satisfy spiritual needs? Very well. I will grant your request.
Your Honor, I fear that...
I will go with him. You do not need to worry about any escape.
In that case, I shall leave him in your most capable hands, Chief Justice.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
I want to see how this turns out. Bring Marcel to the fountain plaza. But does he... I don't think he has the sensitivity to Hydro that we have, so he might not actually be able to, like, interact with them. Unless drinking the primordial water, it didn't affect us because we're not for Fontaine, but it also doesn't affect him. So would him drinking the primordial water bring him closer to her, like, near the fountain? I'm you know, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But we did have to tell him. But we didn't even tell him that she said to stop looking for her. But, you know, I guess we do this one last thing for him.
Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Back then I drank water from the primordial sea. It heightened my sensitivity to the Hydro element.
Yeah, and even Paimon could hear her after drinking that thing. Didn't you just drink a lot of it on the stage as well? Oh, in that case...
Vacher.
There it is.
Yes, that's it. So you heard it too.
Vinier, it's me. It's me, Vacher.
Vacher? Vacher.
I'm here. I'm here. Where are you, Vinier? I'm coming for you. I'm finally here for you.
Hey, wait! Be careful! Hey, wait!
Will they just walk off into the water? Like, I'm lost.
Vinier, is that you? It's me, Vacher. Vinier.
Vacher. Why did you come? Didn't I say? You don't need to look for me.
You look a lot older than I remember. How long has it been?
It's been more than 20 years. I've suffered for over 20 years since the day you left. All this time, only the thought of bringing you back has kept me alive. Nothing else mattered to me. I must be dreaming. Who would have thought I'd get the chance to tell you all of my feelings like this? Vignere, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could live without you.
But Vache, if you ask me, this world would be better off without you.
Oh, damn!
What are you
saying?
If not for you, I would have finished my law degree and probably become a top-tier attorney one day.
Oh, this is why she said for him not to look for her, because he would not want to hear what she has to say.
If not for you, I would have continued to pursue my love of the arts, and my works would have been displayed in the Palais Mermonia itself. If not for you, I would at least have been able to take care of my mother. And she would not have grown old and died
She's
alone,
blaming him for everything.
with nothing but the tears on her cheeks. It's all because of your selfishness, Vache. It's all because of you.
This is why she told him not to find her.
You... Wait, you are not Vignere. Who are you?
You're right.
Oh.
I am not Vignere. I am the sacrifice.
All of the young girls that he, or all the young women that he dissolved became this.
Every woman who died by your hand, as our bodies dissolved, our consciousnesses flowed back to the primordial sea. Our thoughts circulated endlessly within the primordial sea, and we were no longer individuals, but we became one, just as streams of water come together in the sea. I'm Cressy. I'm Lemonade. I'm Azine. The only one I am not is Vignere.
Why? But then, where is Vignere?
She doesn't want to see you anymore. Every tendril of her consciousness is avoiding you. This is what you get for your selfishness. Your selfishness robbed us of our lives and our futures. You said
So
time
that's-
and time again that you'd do any and everything for her.
So, this is all the people that he's dissolved, and they've become this oceanid-looking
But did you
creature.
ever consider whether she'd want to see you do the things that you did? If she would despise you for what you became? You are a liar, a heartless murderer, and a cowardly narcissist. The only thing you are not is Vignere's beloved. From the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vignere's, she has had nothing but pure
Oh.
hatred for you.
Well, I mean, he did do, like, terrible things, so, I mean, it makes sense. It looks like I didn't meet Vignere back then. They must have wanted me to lure Marcel here from the very beginning.
No. Vignere.
Now he has to live with that.
Let me see her. Please. Have mercy.
You still don't understand. When I said don't look for me, that came from the real Vignere. She really doesn't want to see you anymore. But on top of that, she also said that because it's her final drop of pity for you. She said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will
Oh,
show no
shoot.
mercy to you. Vache. Vache? Vache.
All the people he's dissolved.
Vache.
Oh, shoot! Yo! This came straight out of a horror movie! Later, the guards found the culprit of several disappearances. Young woman Marcel appeared to have lost his soul. However, the final report... What? I didn't get to read that! Several days later... He lost his soul?! What?! What just happened to him, bro? Huh? I mean, you know... I feel like part of that's on us for not telling him to, like, not do it. But then again, he would have still done it anyway, so I don't think it would have mattered.
Finally, we have some time to do shopping. to relax.
Shopping is stressful in its own way, though. My legs are killing me.
Well met, partner.
Oh man, it's Navia.
Something great was going to happen when I woke up in such a
The
good mood
protagonist of this
today.
quest.
Even this weather can't put a damper on the demoiselle's mood.
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
What's up, Silver?
Oh, hey, Navia! It's been a few days. Paimon's already started to miss you.
Oh, now that I believe. I'm easy to work with and always bring home the bacon. Who wouldn't care about having a partner like me?
Alright.
Sounds like you're really enjoying life these days, Navia. What have you been busy with since the trial?
Wait, what about Tartaglia, bro? Did everyone forget about Tartaglia? What happened to him?
It's just been one thing after the other. I've been making non-stop trips between Poisson and the court since then. Everyone from Spina di Rosula organized a memorial for my father. We never held a memorial when he first died, since everyone knew that even if we held one back then, no one was going to come. This time, though, everyone in Poisson, and even many people from the court, all attended.
So his name's definitely been cleared now.
That one of the main quests complete.
It's been the dearest wish of Demoiselle all along.
That blasted stubborn fool. I was right to put my faith in him. I'm so glad I didn't give up on the case all those years ago.
Things turned out as well as they could have.
Oh, by the way, I ran into Charlotte just after I left the memorial service. Well, maybe it'd be more accurate to say I knew she would be there, and there was no way she'd just let me go.
Huh? So you know Charlotte too? The Charlotte? Journalist from the Steambird?
Yeah, way back when I first became the president of the Spina di Rosula, she was all over me. Wouldn't take no for an answer. I believe the story
interviews.
was called The True Heart of Darkness, Secret Tales of the Yellow Rose.
I like that title.
To be fair, though, it was a really flattering feature. So, we've been on pretty good terms ever since. She was trying to lean on our friendship to get me to do an exclusive piece on the serial disappearances case.
Oh yeah, she told us about that. She's always been super interested in that case, so now her wish is finally
That is true. Charlotte did say this when we were on the Aqua Bus earlier.
Anyway,
Earlier, I
I
mean
told her
yesterday.
to make sure that when she writes about you guys entering the opera house with the critical evidence, that you both sound really cool.
we have to perform, you know?
Now that's
Have to
another
deliver.
thing to look forward to. We trust Charlotte's skills with a pen for sure.
Oh, and in other news, I also took Clarand out for a meal.
That's cool.
Are you two on better terms now?
While you were investigating Vaché's headquarters, Clarand gave testimony on my father's behalf. It was thanks to her that we were able to turn the tide. I wanted to thank her. I mean, there's also no point in being awkward all the time. So we took the chance to reconcile with each other.
Oh, that's great. Paimon also thought Clarend wasn't actually a bad person. It's always good to have more friends.
Anyway, now that the case has finally been solved, perhaps it will slowly begin to fade from the public consciousness. Oh, actually, there's still one last thing I need to do.
What is it?
I should pay a visit to my father's grave and tell him the truth of what happened, as well as how it all ended. And on top of that, just how much people still look up to him to this day. That includes me, too.
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
Can I come too?
We want to go too. We also think Callus is a really admirable person.
Sure thing. I'd like you two to share the moment with me. After all, without you, there might not have been such a positive ending.
And in that case, everyone, let's be off. Considering the recent weather,
It's literally raining right
we can
now.
reach Poisson before dark.
Yeah, you're right. It's been raining non-stop for a few days now.
You think the rain is because they took Vaché's soul? Still find that. Like, what is that description? He had no soul. Like, he just... They took his soul. Like, after that experience. Oh, man. That guy got jump scared,
This is where
bro.
my father's grave is.
He deserved it, though.
To be perfectly honest, even I haven't been back here for a long time.
Huh? There's someone there already. Wait. That figure. It can't be. Isn't that Neuvillette?
Huh?
Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh? Navia?
My apologies. I should have asked before coming to pay my respects.
Don't say that.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I was trying to say there's no need for you to apologize. I wanted to show my father how much I've grown. But still, I doubt I've grown to the point that even the Chief Justice would feel compelled to apologize to me over and over.
In that case, I will stop apologizing for now.
You really could use some pointers on understanding human emotions, Monsieur Neuvillette. In any case, why did you come to Poisson?
Well, ever since that day, I've been turning a question over and over in my head. Just what is justice anyway? There was once a time when I didn't want to believe that there could be anything more important to humans than life itself. Oh, rather than that, it's probably more truthful to say I didn't believe humans were capable of resisting the most basic instinct of living things. That they could rebel against their own nature, or consider certain things to be more important than their own lives. Which is also why I didn't stop your father from beginning that fateful duel. I believed that a truly innocent man would never throw away his life like that. That there was nothing, should have been nothing more important than one's own continued survival. But Mr. Callus proved me utterly and decisively wrong. If not for his sacrifice, the serial disappearances case would have remained unsolved to this day. Mr. Callus made the choice he did for his daughter, for his associates, and for many people completely unrelated to him. And in the end, from a certain perspective, one could say that he did it all for the sake of justice. A justice that's higher than life itself. So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies to Mr. Callus in person. I should have noticed all of this much sooner. This regret has filled me with a sadness that has haunted me for days. That high and mighty chair in the Opera Epiclese indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your hard work and perseverance.
I'm sorry for being mad at you before. So, you're actually one of those types that's cold on the outside, but pretty thoughtful on the inside, huh?
Silver!
That reminds me of Silver.
Sorry about that. Self-expression is not one of my strong suits.
Didn't I just say you don't
He
need
just
to
apologized again.
apologize?
Ah, so Navia and Neuvillette seem to have made their peace as well. Let's not disturb them for now. We can wait till after they're done.
Following Navi and Neuvillette, you also pay your respects to Callus. And it's morning. It's not raining again.
Paimon's never paid respects at someone's grave before. Did Paimon do anything rude there?
Well, you're not actually supposed to be flying around someone's grave. I think that's really disrespectful. Yeah, I'm sorry, Paimon.
But Paimon doesn't know what she would do if she can't fly.
You could walk.
Oh no. Paimon hopes Miss Navia won't be too mad.
Why did she actually take that seriously?
Anyway, Neuvillette is still standing around there. It's not often that we can catch him alone like this, so why don't we go talk to him for a bit? If we can't talk to Lady Farina, we can at least talk to him, right?
True. Let's do that. Talk to Neuvillette. What's up?
Oh, it's you two. Did Miss Navia invite you to come pay your respects to her father?
Mm-hmm. We ran into Navia on the streets today, so we just followed her here.
I see, I see. Then is there something that I can help you with?
Well, it's pretty hard to run into you like this since you're usually super busy. So we figured we could try to ask you a few questions, if that's okay.
Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would be my pleasure to return the favor.
About the water from the Primordial Sea.
So,
I want to ask about Child, though.
I've referred to that special water as water from the Primordial Sea, but what is it really?
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. I can only surmise that Vacher and his ilk only learned of its nature and existence after extensive research. There used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. The nature of its seawater was rather different from that of the sea we know today. Most of Teyvat's life forms were first born in that special sea. You could say it nurtured much of the life on this planet.
Huh. So it really was where everything began. It makes sense to call it primordial then.
But today, the primordial sea no longer exists on the planet's surface. What Vacher discovered must have been some kind of special case, or a remnant from a truly ancient age.
Huh. So that's how it is. Oh, you really know everything, Monsieur Neuvillette. But if that's the case, then why would people, at least people from Fontaine, dissolve in that kind of water?
Indeed. Why would the primordial sea, which was known to engender and nurture life, suddenly reverse itself and devour life instead? To be frank, that also doesn't match my understanding of this world and its laws.
So he doesn't know either.
There must still be some unknown secrets around the people of this land. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
About the prophecy that's been circulating around Fontaine. Let's just ask him everything, actually.
That the sea levels will rise and everyone will be dissolved in water, leaving Furina crying alone on her throne, but the sins of the people will be finally washed away for good. Does that appropriately summarize the version you've heard?
Yeah.
That's right! It was Linny that told us back then. And that about covers all the main points.
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached a point where we have no choice but to confront this prophecy directly. Rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted in the last words the former Hydro Archon left to the world before she passed away.
A prophecy? Of the former Hydro Archon? Wow. This is the first time that we've ever heard of it.
Two parts of the prophecy have already proven correct. The rising sea levels and the ability of the people of Fontaine to be dissolved.
That is true.
We should be more vigilant and stay on the watch for further signs. Speaking of the prophecy, Furina has also always taken it quite seriously. Indeed, she has been collecting information and intelligence from across Tevat for this purpose. If the rumors were true, then perhaps this prophecy is the conundrum left to Furina by her predecessor.
But with Furina being the way she is, can we really trust her to solve it?
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Damn, he just like deflected that. He didn't even like answer us. Okay, I want to know about what happened with Tartaglia.
My apologies. My investigation has still not reached its conclusion. However, I still believe the judgment of the Oratrice was not rendered arbitrarily.
But you also said you thought he was innocent.
For many years, I have been quite aware that the Oratrice does not simply mechanically repeat the verdict that I give on each case. As a divinely created mechanism, the people's unified faith in the concept of justice is integrated into it. Not only can it produce the incredible power of indemnitium, but it likely also possesses other traits, such as self-awareness. Which is all to say, I've been prepared for a situation like this for a long time.
Huh. So when Linny told us that he heard a human voice from the room where the Oratrice's core is stored...
I was not aware such a thing had occurred. Perhaps that could serve to prove my conjecture. I will add that to the list of items to investigate. In any case, I am inclined to believe that the Oratrice does have a methodology all its own. We just do not have enough information. Based on Furina's reaction, I doubt even she had any idea what was going on. She managed to bluff her way through it, though. The time-tested twin tricks of bravado and drama. While we do intend to get to the bottom of this, for now, we regret to say that the Fatui Harbinger will just have to bide his time in the fortress of Meripede.
Okay, so he's in prison for now,
If
I guess.
we did incorrectly convict him of crimes he did not commit, we will most certainly compensate him to the fullest extent allowed by the law.
If you ask Paimon, the only compensation he'll want is a no-holds-barred
That is 100% true, though.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
I guess the last thing we can ask is about our sibling, right?
Your sibling? Another blonde-haired traveler? I'm sorry, but I've never seen anyone who matches that description. If she ever stepped foot in Fontaine, I'm sure she followed our laws to the letter, and had no reason to appear on the stage of the opera Epiclese. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
No, that's it. That's it. I have no more questions.
Very well. It was my honor to provide you with what answers I could. I very much enjoyed conversing with you. It will soon be time for me to leave this blissful tranquility behind and return to Palais Memornia.
You really are super busy, Monsieur Neuvillette. Paimon thought you only came here to pay your respects today because you had the day off.
Crime and villainy do not have the day off. And so justice must
That just
work
sounds
around
like
the
something
clock
he
as
would
well.
say.
This is merely the nature of a justice's work.
All right. You've got a point. Huh? Paimon Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.
It's been stopped. For like a while now, actually. As light rain falls without reason, quest complete. That's it. That's it. Memory of roaming. What? Oh, that's a Hydrovision. Jesus, I got like 30 quests, bro. Please relax. I do those another time, and by another time I mean like probably like never. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I sure did, because that was. We still have some like unsolved mysteries. Obviously, like the whole prophecy thing, whatever. That'll come in later chapters. I hope we tackle that down. Tartaglia is in prison right now, I guess, for being falsely accused, which, you know, that's kind of sad for him. And I really did want to like check up on him and see like what happened with him or whatnot. But I guess we won't be able to know until that newer quest comes out, right? So when that new quest comes out, when the new Archon quest come out, we find out what happens to Tartaglia. We find out what the prophecy is about this whole area and what's going on, what's actually going on here. We'll find out sometime in the future, and I will stream that Archon quest when it does come out. But thank you guys for sticking with me for the journey, as long as I've been doing this, right? And once again, I hope you guys did enjoy. And with that, I will end it here. I will see you goddamn gamers next time.